You are listening to Shoot and Scoot, the Flames of War Team Yankee Federation Narm and Great War podcast that tries to make sense of the weird and wonderful world of 15mm wargaming, with our tongues firmly in our cheeks, our pans as flat to the ground, and our dice, more often than not, failing to shoot and scoot every episode. We invite you to join us on our many hobby misadventures on Facebook and on the blog at breakthroughassault.co.uk, and to shop online at Battlefield Hobbies, because Hammy's server is full of Breakthrough Assault nonsense. If nice dice are your vice, then be sure to check out Dice of War, our dice sponsor here at Shoot and Scoot. And if you need bunkers to bust or autobahns to go too fast on, then also head over to frontlineterrain.square.site, our awesome terrain sponsor. Oh, I was waiting for the terrain. It didn't happen.
Oh, sorry. I don't do it every time, but yeah, terrain.
I was trying to be quiet.
You are the worst terrain warning system ever, Lee.
Yeah.
I don't warn you every time.
Yeah, smash, boom, dead. Oh, terrain. Oh, no.
Haha, gotcha. If you would like to contribute to this continued failed cross-check of a podcast, you can also become a Patreon supporter by following the link in the Breakthrough Assault blog. Pay £1 a month for your chance to also become internet famous. I'm Eddie Fez Turner, broadcasting from somewhere in the south of England. I'm joined by my co-host, Duncan Danger Close Gosling.
Danger Close. That sounds like the worst superhero ever, doesn't it? Danger Close.
Well, the other thing was X marks the spot.
Well, the best address ever. Where do you live? Danger Close.
Oh, maybe that's my what's three
Danger
words.
Close is the middle name of my address. And Lee, VDV equals very dead volunteers, Parnell.
I went a bit aggressive with them. It's just killing Russians, so it's fine.
Welcome to episode 88, the one where it's Berlin or bust. Lee, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to be doing a retrospective on the Berlin years of the Bowie and Iggy Pop careers. I can find my fuse back on the book.
Is that just Dance?
What
you say, Duncan?
Dance. No, what was the one with Mick Jagger?
That was the Rolling Stones.
No, Mick Jagger and David Bowie. I know it's the Jesus Christ. Beep 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 beep. I know it's the beeping Rolling Stones.
Rejected.
No, the awful one where they're miming, dancing in the street. There we go.
All right.
That lost everything. No, I still want that. I still need that objective with him on a cherry picker.
Nowhere near as cool.
God damn you, Phil Yates. Give me a cherry picker with Hasselhoff.
Because Phil is obviously the entirety of the sculpting department.
I thought that's what happened. You just screamed at Phil into it like in a void, and then things happened. I thought that's why we got mid-war points revised. No, is that
shouting into the night at Phil Yates in the
I was just howling at the moon.
Just echoes.
Just burst in on Phil was in the opium den just to start doing some mid-war points.
While the pipe's still warm, yeah.
Lee, what are we talking about tonight?
We've got to stop this whole thing. To get a bit liberious at some point. Tonight we are talking about what we've been painting in Faces Bases, what we've been playing in News from the Front. We're going to talk about our big Team Yankee game.
Yeah.
We're then going to be looking at the Berlin Soviets book. We'll be looking at the command cards in the next episode, but we'll look at the book today. And then we will be covering events and shooting and scooting.
Part of me, if I was more dedicated and highly paid, I would go through and release a redacted version of this podcast where every reference was beeped out like Duncan was last episode. the day before the embargo drops.
Honestly.
Just have Battlefront just completely
just like Berlin
go off at Mark about
just, it would be B -- book reviewed, and then it would be the entire episode of just, and then so talking about the B and the B, and they are B points each, and that gives you B number of stands.
That's like when we talk about doing getting onto the reaction video market. Doing a reaction video to the Battlefront thing. It'll just be us reacting to it, but not actually saying anything.
Sweet Jesus. What's that?
Yeah.
Why are they 3 points?
3 beep points.
Yeah. I've become X-rated on this podcast. My OnlyFans is a short hop and a skip and a jump away.
Yeah, but it'll be pixelated for you.
Exactly. It's just been redacted.
What are you painting? Oh, God. Please.
Oh, it's me, isn't it?
Faces,
I'm
bases,
first.
something
I'm first.
Duncan,
I'm first.
Duncan, what have you been painting, and why is it not
I
Basage?
painted a. Yeah, Basage have dropped off the radar. I should probably get back on that.
We had this discussion. Radar doesn't work on ground troops.
Does it not?
It just warms, makes them comfortably warm.
Well, it was the game with Mike Everest where we're going through. And he's like, "Well, radar says it ignores range and gets +1. You know, it adds 12 inches to its range." And it was like, "Oh, no, it does say that." And it was because the back of the unit card didn't have the full rule from the rule book.
Ah,
And
I was going to say because
the unit card neglected to add when shooting at aircraft.
when you say comfortably warm, I thought that was like Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Like
I have become comfortably charmed.
Comfortably warm.
As a shilka turns you inside out from 32 inches away.
It's a Volvo advert, that is, because it's got the winter pack on the seats. Ooh,
I like
comfortably
being there. You have
warm.
to pay for subscription for it either. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Duncan, what have you painted?
Oh, sorry. I've painted an entire platoon of SMG scouts for my Soviets.
Oh my gosh!
So they're all done. I'm just putting some flock and
Are they
tufts on them, and they're done.
funky camo or?
They are. And I followed Lee's advice of they're some are green and some are brown. Amoeba camo.
Amoeba.
It is.
Amoeba.
Like
they look
with
quite
the
nice.
amoebas, no one
Although-
can see us because we're so small. So very small.
Everyone who's played Tony Hawk's will appreciate that.
Exactly. Although
Speak to my
I'm
generation
a bit
now, boys.
disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed that at this scale you can't really tell much difference between the green and the brown. Unless
No,
you're
it's
quite
almost
close.
like you can only see faces, bases, something, and something. And one of those
I know.
something is an
Ironic,
Amoeba
isn't it?
camo.
It's ironic, but they're the old Soviet scout platoon as well. So they're I picked them up off I think it's eBay or Facebook or something like that, and so they're quite nice figures. I bulked them out with a few Peter Pig ones.
Nice.
So I've got 7 stands now. So I've got 10 points of Soviet scouts that will never see the table.
Oh, really?
Really?
Well, they're just really expensive, and the trouble is that they suffer from the whole recce thing. Of
Right.
you can't counterattack, and you don't. You counterattack on a 5, I think, and you hit on a 4.
But they're not
So
there to assault, are they?
Well, what are they doing with their SMGs?
They are running forward,
Yes,
scouting. They're scouting your tanks forward, right?
yes.
They are sneaking up with your tanks.
So bearing in mind you can only take them in an infantry formation, but yes,
Yeah, but your support tanks,
yes.
and then
Emotional support tanks.
Emotional support
tanks.
that, yeah.
And then what they're doing is they're standing next to your tanks
Right,
as your tanks assault without them,
right.
and then your tanks push people back. Hopefully, when the assault but get churned up, but it doesn't matter if they die because then you've got your recce and their skill. What the skill of them?
Are they veterans
So they're dug in on the objective then.
with their submachine guns?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you're not. All you're doing is sitting there going, right. I've killed
Eddie.
my Soviet tanks. Have assaulted you off the objective, but they've died in the process. But that doesn't matter because I now have veteran dug-in infantry.
They're 10
sat there.
points.
You now have to assault me off. Yeah, but it's okay. So it's 10 points. But how much is a normal recce platoon? 3 points,
For the Soviets, I think it's 2 for some BA-64s.
right? So you take that off.
Yeah,
So you're now paying 8 points for how many stands was it?
7.
That's a lot. That's a big blob of just 3.
Yeah, but you can get rifles. You can get a rifle platoon for 8, and they've got 9 stands or 10 stands.
Yeah, but the rifle
and they hit on
platoons
3s
don't
and
have
counterattack on
scout.
3s. No, but you buy the
They got scout and
BA-64s.
spearhead.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I think they only have scout.
That's
I can't
right.
remember.
Bid them.
Yeah, this is it. They look nice.
I tell you what, don't bid them. Just give them to me, and then
Yeah.
everything will be right in the world.
But they're cool. They are cool, and they might appear in my core rivalry list because apparently the patrons have bullied me into taking Soviets.
When you say bullied, do you mean you volunteered for it?
Well, no, I offered a choice, and then they all decided to choose the least favourable one of those. I mean,
Of
that
course
feels
they
like
did.
bullying.
Well, the Patreons.
It's bullying.
You don't have a dog and bark, do you?
Depends. Are you Rishi Sunak? You might. Might be Richmond for that point. But that's all I've done. I think. Oh, and some Dark Angels.
Ooh,
For Horus
this
Heresy.
for the heresy.
Yeah. So I realised that I've got more than I thought I had.
Surprise.
That never
Yeah.
happens.
And then I also acquired a Soviet Storm group, which I'll need to paint for Rivalry, because the you can take in the Storm whatever it is, Storm rifles or whatever. I can't remember what the formation's called. You can have a rifle platoon and then 2 Storm groups, and the Storm groups are hit on 4s, so they're really quite sexy.
All right.
Ooh.
So I took one Storm group. I took the same thing to Reading and with one Storm group, and I think 2 is better. They hit on 4s, and they've got PTRDs and mortars and HMGs baked into the unit, as well as SMGs. So they're 14 points for a unit, which is quite expensive for Soviets, but they are very good. So they'll be next. You'll be next. So that's it. Because we only recorded last week. Oh, and I built an undercoated 7 T-34s because I panicked.
Because I panicked.
Yeah, and I also built and undercoated 10 BMP ones and the Egyptian troops to go in them. Because
Not gonna lie, it's a hell of a panic attack.
What, the Soviet T-34s?
Yeah.
Well, because I suddenly thought I haven't got any T-34s, and Mike was saying, "Well, you should take a T-34 company in support because they're cheap and they're all AT-12." And I was like, "Oh no, I haven't got any of those." So I built them and then realised I had 8 that were already painted that were part of my forward company. So I got 15 now. I've still got some more. I need to build them as what's the flamethrower ones? OT-34s.
Yeah.
Because I really like them.
Jeez.
They're good. So that's it.
Again, hell of a panic attack.
Well, it was just one of those things where I thought, oh God, if I want to take them, I need to get them at least partly done.
Yeah.
And I hate building shot, and those T-34 kits are crap. Sorry, they are.
What?
They're not good.
They're one of the early kits.
Yeah. There's a lot of scraping you have to do, and it looks like you chopped bits off them, and they're not very nice. I do not enjoy. You do get both turrets though, but I do not enjoy. 2 stars would not recommend.
Oh no.
Adequate. What have you been painting?
I can't remember who's next. Lee's next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually been painting. I haven't painted anything since the last episode. I did the hips, and that was it really. I just started getting back into. Yeah, started getting back into the German part of the commission now. So I'm painting up a big platoon of German infantry.
How big is big?
Well, it's a bit weird. It's for battle group
it's for thingy, isn't
Flames
it?
of War, but effectively there's 2 HMG stands, 3 LMG stands, which is just basically the MG42 separated out, 4 rifle stands, a light mortar, a sniper, an observer.
A sniper? Ooh.
Yeah, a HQ stand, and then the gun crews are a Pack 36 and a Pack 34. Pack 40, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get all these done, and then I'm going to take a small break while I do the Alpha Legion, finish that squad off, and then I'm going to go...
Yeah. And
then I'm going to switch over to do the tanks and the gun, go ahead and done.
Is that it then?
And then I got because he sent me a whole bunch of British paratroops to do.
Oh.
I'm still trying to work out why I said yes.
Capitalism?
Capitalism, yeah. So later in the year, I'll have a whole bunch of money I can spend on hotel accommodation for warfare or something like that. So forward thinking.
That's the plan.
I see. You're doing the opposite of Eddie.
Backwards thinking.
But yeah, that's me. So Eddie, what have you been doing?
What did I do? I failed to find all of my Polish decals for my Cold War stuff, Cold War Gun Hot Team Yankee things. So instead, I ended up airbrushing a whole load more Soviet green, and then applying my cheating / not really, because that's all you can really see, brown black airbrush track method
Mm-hmm.
on my entire Soviet army.
Is this
Which
your
took less
Polski
time.
Polskis?
Sorry?
Is this your Polish?
From the Polish, yep.
Yeah, who were liberated by the Soviets in World War II, right?
Yeah, for a certain given value of liberated.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 90% of the time it works all the time. 70% of the time it works late. I don't know.
Some of the time. But so
mhm.
these are checkerboarded but you didn't have decals, so
I
they
couldn't
just
find the
Soviet
decals,
green.
no. So
Yeah.
they were olive drab, and then
Yeah.
I was like, well, not olive drab, Soviet olive, olive green. And then I found, rather than painting the tracks, I just loaded up my airbrush with the old trusty Anarchy model style burnt umber to black 2-to-1 mix ratio of this is shady dirt, and sprayed the tracks and running gear with that. And actually, that was enough for 20 odd T72s and all the shulkers and
Or the
things.
T72Ms.
Yeah.
And why were you painting those, Eddie?
For our massive barn game,
Your what?
Yeah.
which was wicked.
Whiskey Run.
And I think it actually took longer for me to paint the tyres grey on my geckos and Danas. So I had 4 geckos and 3 Danas. And it took longer to paint each of those tyres grey using contrast paint than it did to airbrush all of the tracks on 15 T72s and 4 shulkers.
So what have we learned from this?
I should airbrush the tyres brown as well, and just because all the overspray, it's just, I mean, they just look like they've just driven through some mud / grime. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I came across this because I remember painting my first Flames of War tanks and doing the German tracks with, like, the brown, and then dry brushing the metal, and then dry brushing the wash on, and then dirtied them up and went, I shouldn't have bothered with the first 3 stages.
Nope.
Because it's all just brown, and actually that looks pretty good. So
Oh dear.
yeah, I mean, obviously they need commanders and the Dushkas adding, but I was going to do that on the Sunday, and I had a surprise birthday party, which was nice.
You had a birthday?
I had a birthday. Yeah, it was a surprise Hot Wings, Hot Ones themed birthday party with which is the YouTube show where they eat exceedingly hot wings whilst they get asked awkward questions, and had some of the hottest chili sauces on the planet. So much so that I ended up just melting at one point, which was hilarious.
And how is your lower digestive tract now?
Not too bad, actually.
Oh, good. Okay.
But it was hilarious because we all tried Da Bomb, which is one of the hottest hot sauces known on the planet.
Da Bomb.
Da Bomb, beyond insanity. Da Bomb.
Okay.
It put it on YouTube and just watch the Da Bomb reactions, and it's hilarious because it just does that to you, and it is absolutely agony for about 45 minutes. You're just wondering, what have you done? Does
it give you the hiccups?
It did to 2 of our cohort. It gave them the
Which
hiccups.
Is horrible.
It was that hot.
I hate that.
Yep. I just ended up melting, regretting my life decisions.
On a scale of city fire bombings, where's this on the Bomber Harris scale?
It was 2.5 Dresden
scale. Oh, so a Hamburg?
Mate, it was a hamburger with Dresden dressing.
I was gonna say Dresden's got to be number 1, right? So this is
with
more
a Coventry
Hamburg.
pickle on top.
Oh no,
just
double.
It was hot. Absolutely, you just didn't believe it could be that hot, and for so long as well. That's the thing. And you sit there, go, oh yeah, drink milk. So you take a drink of milk.
No, don't do that.
The second the milk's gone, the pain is back for 45 minutes.
That's because the capsicum's got like little hooks, and it hooks into your.
It's just everywhere. Yeah, be careful around the eyes when you're.
Which one? Upstairs eyes or downstairs eyes?
Put it this way, or both, really. I mean, you don't get it either.
No.
But put it this way: after eating Da Bomb, I had a hot wing covered in Carolina Reaper sauce.
Yeah.
and that wasn't actually that hot in comparison.
Also, can you say the bomb one more time? Because I think it might be the whitest ever interpretation of that sentence I've ever
Da
heard.
bomb.
There we go. Thank you.
Da boom, darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some of the boom. It was like beyond insanity.
Yeah, the chocolate bomb.
Chocolate bomb.
Boom.
But the hilarious thing is, so loads of people had, we had this sauce before. We had some at the party, and today I found out the bottle wasn't actually brown. It's just the colour of the sauce. And we've used about a centimetre of this huge bottle.
Good God.
And it's we did like the points per pound.
Yeah.
Pain per pound for this sauce is just phenomenal. Because I've never seen more of my friends in more discomfort for the lowest expenditure of sauce. Yeah, instead of incendiary devices, Harris would have just been dropping this over Dresden because it's just that hot.
Well, you're saying that now. I've just registered the company Bomber Harris chili sauces. So, so expect to see that in the near
future. It's not Cards Against Humanity. It's chili sauce against humanity. That's
exactly
the next big thing.
Yeah.
So, Polish T-72s. I also did the star of the entire weekend was apparently my Peter Pig parachutes.
Yes. Got lots of attention online.
Which is just little resin parachutes that I thought would look cool for Lee's VDV parachute guys dropping in, and did apparently.
That looked really cool.
Yeah, they're just little. The trick there is on the Peter Pig website. It makes it set you buy one for like £4. Or 3 for like £9. But the wording makes it sound like the one on its own is bigger, but it's not. They're all exactly the same model. So just buy the multi-pack. Don't bother with a singular one.
Blimey. Right, okay. So that's a bit weird.
Yeah, it was a bit weird, but it's the, Peter
Pig.
A legacy manufacturer. So
well, it's proper British cottage industry wargaming.
Yep.
So.
Sorry, what? Is it what
industry? Yeah, okay. Pricked up at that.
No. I was just thinking it's the George Michael again.
I didn't realise he was that invested in property development.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So that was Team Yankee. I made my Necromunda squat land train cargo 8 with a trailer, which is good fun. And we played a game. Oh well, I guess I'll say that for news from the front, but
yeah,
played a game with that as well, which is good. Lots of hobby.
Cool.
Right.
Well, I was going to say now we're going to do news from the front. Is that what it's called? I can't remember now because you guys better speak about. I'll tune out for the next half an hour because you're going to talk about the Big Bang Bash.
Have you not played any games, Duncan?
I have, but that was the big one, wasn't
it? It was. Yeah, it was a big game.
It was huge.
Yeah, we got invited around to Mike's to play a big game with Team Yankee because Mike's now fully on board with Team Yankee hype train.
Yeah, all it took was a 6-foot section of Autobahn.
Yeah. and Huey Slicks, who knew? And so we basically got as many as we could. I think we had 4 on each side.
Did you actually work out points at all? I know that they weren't relevant, but I just wondered how many were on the table.
We didn't, and I think not having points might have been a little bit of an issue as we get onto later.
Well, this was the first one, so it was a case of just throw it on, see what happens, and then figure out any issues and take it from there, wasn't it? Really.
So we had four NATO players, 4 Warsaw Pact players, and basically everyone took a formation. There were some support assets, like it felt like half a NATO supply of anti-air systems were there. And it's basically like a meeting engagement. So both sides started from the start line with 12-inch on and spearheads. And there was objectives of the interchange for shot down B-52, a particularly tall engineering building, and what's the other one?
It's a factory.
The factory, yeah. And basically, the idea was to see who captured the most objectives.
But I think the thing that really threw us off was the sheer size of the board, because it was 6 foot by 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6 foot wide, 16, and it was 2 two 8x4 sections. So yeah, it was 16
feet.
Right, come off it. It was never 6 foot wide. No, Mike didn't pull out a tape
Stop
measure
it.
and measure it, did he?
Well, the trouble was when you did that, because your wargaming brain, the amount of times you'd go, oh, that's well in, and you'd measure it and be like, oh wait, it's 52 inches.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Range
my range is
matters.
only 48 or 36, or my
It's
shield
wonderful
can
when it
shoot you down.
happens.
Surely. Oh no, wait, you're 50 inches away.
I'm not used to geckos being out of range. So.
Yes, Gecko's being out of range, having to dash forward to stay relevant because their 72-inch range wasn't enough.
But like, did you not? That's a wonderful thing though when that happens. I think because
It was mad, absolute madness.
It's much better than going. Oh, I'm in range all the time. Right, range is an irrelevance to me.
Yeah, it just became insane.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much 3 turns of scattered engagements between the airborne forces that kind of dropped in, and the airborne marines with Mike's, what do you call it?
Yeah, because my formation was Afghanistan in the hips, so I got my hips to use the first time.
Which aren't the death trap I thought they'd be, because I forgot. They turn up and then land.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
really
do they?
getting shot at.
Do they really turn up and land?
Yeah. Because
you don't have to land on the second turn.
No, you can. You can't dismount until your second turn, but you basically come on from the table and go straight to landing.
Oh, okay.
And then you're on the ground, and then you have.
And if you get shot, you got your infantry save, which I think both the Sea Stallion and one of the hips got shot and on the ground, and both times most of the passengers got out.
Yeah.
So
the death trap comes in when you land, and obviously you've got to wait there for an enemy's turn. The opponent moves something within 4 inches, so you can't dash and do it. But if you land within tactical move and a follow me of someone, and they then drive up to you, and then get within 4
they can't
inches,
get out.
You take off, and then his AA shoots you down. Then everyone inside's dead if it gets shot down.
Yeah.
So that is the death trapness of it. But with that in mind, we ended up being quite reserved in where we landed our troops.
Yeah, I probably could have been a little bit more aggressive because by time he wasn't on me as quickly as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, well, the NATO players. So
that's another thing about the board size.
Did you not overextend?
Yeah, for once he didn't.
No, because I was using, let's say, just using the Afghanistan. I went aggressive and landed my guys almost as a blocking force to allow the rest of the Soviet players to move up and capture 2 objectives on our side of the table. In hindsight, what should have been slightly more aggressive and landed directly on the other objective, so that NATO would have to get me off it. Instead, I landed just in front of it. Then Mike landed his Sea Stallion on the objective. I mean, I moved to try and get him off, and I just got mown down by all this M16, M60 fire.
Because apparently a Marine platoon packs a lot of firepower. Who knew?
Yeah. I shot the Sea Stallion before the guys got out, but I think Mike failed like 2 saves.
Yeah, he has no habit of doing that.
Yeah, so most of his Marine unit got out and made the displeasure known at the interruption.
So they sat on the roof just machine gunning everything on the streets below.
Yeah,
the Danes next turn did get their revenge and kill like 4 stands in the first barrage.
Mm-hmm.
Are they international, the Danes?
Pass.
Okay. Do you not remember that Eurovision thing?
No.
With Dana International, it's about the same.
Total swing and a miss.
See, my wife would probably get that reference.
Oh, it's my only one thing I know.
Too highbrow, Dunk.
Too highbrow. What? Eurovision?
Unless it has an autoloader. I mean,
autoloader. Okay, fair enough.
That autoloader proved its worth in that game.
It did. I took out. So my Danas took out 4 or 5 infantry stands. They took out
Is it
an
plus one a hit?
M1 Abrams. Yeah, plus one to the roll to hit as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
An M1 Abrams
Mm-hmm.
and a Bradley, which I was like, that's pretty good. It's pretty good going. Get their points back.
Yeah.
However, even though Lee and I were playing the game, Duncan also had a roll as well, didn't you, Dunk?
I did. I was shelling people indiscriminately.
You were causing absolute carnage.
Yeah.
I didn't quite have time to relate to you quite how much consternation was given every time I moved over the ball with that huge template. And
Yeah.
people were going, oh my God, where's he going now? And the amount of times people were like, was that the NATO or the Soviet shelling?
Yeah.
So Duncan couldn't make the event. So I would periodically take a picture of the board and then send it to Duncan for him to bring in was it the
Artillery fire?
Yeah, artillery.
It's hurricanes.
Hurricanes, and then the LMRS or the Waffenkrager gigantic salvo templates. However, the only picture he had was from the turn before. So he'd have the side had a turn of movement. So he would mark where he wanted the barrage. Then when it came to the shooting phase, that's when the barrage came down. And several times several times you got very, very close to blue on blue fire.
Yep.
I think the closest we had was there was an Abrams probably about a centimetre, so half an inch away from the edge of the template.
It would have been fine.
It was good. I mean, you took out several NATO Jeep tows when you were playing the Soviets, which was good.
Oh yeah, speaking of them, because I thought they can't move very far.
No, they can't move very far, and you were raining in. And to be fair, your dice rolls and their saves wasn't fair. The amount you had under the template was huge.
Well, Duncan likes blowing up, sort of tow jeeps in Foans.
Oh, I love them.
Blowing Humvee jeeps is just really the next. Totally,
he's staying true to character. And the Soviet stuff, admittedly, the first bombardment you brought in did have, I think, 9 of my T-72s underneath the template. But it was at that point I looked at the stats and realised that actually MLRSs aren't that great at taking out top armor 2 tanks.
No, what I forgot to mention was I wanted to mine.
Yeah.
In the barrage, because I thought that would have been hilarious.
That would have been absolutely savage. And I'm glad you forgot, because that would have ruined my day.
Yeah. Was they were just stuck in a minefield with no mine plow and a skill of what, 4+?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just drive through it. Just drive through it, boys. It'll be all right.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
But no, as a proof of concept, it was a hell of a lot of fun. We had some people who'd never. So we had some of Mike's Armour video game players turn up.
Yeah. So so Stu used to play Flames War with us and still plays 40k a lot. And we was just getting back into it. Paul, who was with him, is one of the guys we know from playing Armed Assault 3 online. And he said his only bit of war game experience was playing Warhammer once.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God.
And then he's rolling across the board with 5 M1A1 Abrams and
the HC variant.
Which, it was hilarious because we did a round of shooting with 4 of them against 3 T-72s, and my T-72s evaporated.
That doesn't feel like a fair fight.
It was not. But then I pointed out the fact that it was like, okay, so turn the card over. There's your points. How many points are your 4 Abrams? He goes, oh, they're 28 points. Right. So 29 points. Right. My 10 T-72s were 28 points.
Yep.
And at this point, I only had 3 of them left. So it was like, oh, okay, I can see that works in balancing. I was like, yeah.
But still scream, die. Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing some like proper old school wargaming and not bothering with points, just going by formations. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I still think it worked quite well as a proof of concept and quite well as a potential future game balance thing.
Yeah. I think we need to make sure it's like for like formations, because I think having the VDV there count as a formation probably threw it off, because obviously all the NATO ones were tank formations. So.
Yeah, I think it's more a case of limiting the formations to their proper roles.
Hmm.
So I think the VDV, the right tool in the right place is worth way more. So when we have the next, I've already got ideas for the next games about
Lee,
differing the deployment times. So obviously Abrams not being in the first wave, and then the locations on the board and shifting some bits out and objectives and things like that.
well, we'll throw the VDV against the German Jaeger formation and see what happens to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it will just that's how it should be fighting. Is second string.
Yeah,
do a proper season hold mission. Yeah.
But then Lee had some great ideas about instead of having meeting engagement with both sides arriving at the same time, shifting it so that one side, the attacking side, has their stuff from one board edge, and then the NATO forces are deployed in depth across the entire board.
Yeah,
which to me that would be awesome, really.
Yeah. So my thinking was it basically have NATO cavalry screen, and a few forward deployed forces, like a few tank platoons, a few infantry platoons, versus and basically the Soviets would have their recon elements on at the start, which is basically the BRDMs, the BMP recce units, backed up by combat patrols of like a platoon of tanks, like say 3 tanks, and a platoon of infantry rather than a whole company.
Yeah.
And then the next turn, you'd have your Vanguard arrive, which would be basically a company of tanks and a company of infantry for each player, maybe with a support unit added as well. And then the turn after that is their actual main force rise, which is basically everything else. And whilst this is going on, NATO is obviously bringing its reserves on, and they're both sides are landing their airborne forces to try and act as blocking forces or to take high ground and stuff like that.
But if you haven't seen the pictures, head over to the Facebook page because it was a phenomenal spectacle.
The Autobahn
we had the frontline terrain Autobahn out for the first time.
Yeah,
Mike and Nathan had done a brilliant job getting that painted up and put together. So.
Complete with the custom shoot and scoot signposts.
Yeah. And Mike had got some like model train graffiti decals which he put on, which made it look even better on the actual thing. He's going to paint on some peace symbols next time. So.
That was genius. The graffiti.
So good.
And we're going to get a whole bunch of like wrecked cars on there as well and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I actually had a tertiary mission of hot wiring one of the cars we had on the board with one of my broken down, bailed out tank crews. So they stole a larder and drove off the board by the end of the mission.
A larder? Jesus.
Taking a washing machine with them.
Yeah. So, Duncan, did you play any games that you can maybe now talk about without being?
I can. I played a Team Yankee game, which was out the West German book, like a variation of that, which was quite nice.
Did we actually play a scenario out of the book?
Yeah.
No.
I did. And it's really good. I was going to suggest that you have a look at it because it's the Soviets breaking through, hitting a blocking force of West Germans, and the West Germans counterattacking. But all the Soviet forces start bailed out or pinned down.
Right.
So you start off in a corner, and you're actually defending as the Soviets as you've hit, or I think it's Autobahn 7 in the actual scenario, that's being defended by Panzer Grenadiers. But in this case, they were being defended by Jaegers. And then on your right-hand side is where the Panzer Grenadiers and heavy tanks arrive from reserve. So you've got to defend the objectives, and they're basically arriving almost in your face. And this time they were played by the ably assisted British. So it's the British coming to sort of save the Jaegers from getting overwhelmed, and having challengers turn up in your or British infantry turning up in your face. It's quite scary. Can't really do much about it. But the heroes of that game were the Panzer cannons. The egg Panzer cannons. They do you know what BMPs don't like?
90mm high velocity rounds.
Yeah, exactly. AT-16 and a 2-up firepower. and it was just going, oh, there's a BMP, right? I've hit you. You're on threes, right? Take that off. Oh, okay. It was pretty horrific. I think they killed an entire company of BMP2s, which
Jeez.
is they just absolutely shred them.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaegers are pretty robust too, considering they hit on threes. They're not terrible. And I got pinned in with I think one platoon of my Soviet infantry didn't rally for 3 turns and took 3 repeat bombardments by the what's the German rocket system? Not the
Lars.
MLRS. No, not that. The other one.
What MLRS?
No, not MLRS. Sorry,
The Waffen.
the Rachtenwerfers. Sorry,
Rachtenwerfer. That's the one.
Rachtenwerfers.
It racks werfers.
Who absolutely smashed the snot out of it on the start line. They killed they must have killed between them and a stupid Panzer mortar section. They must have killed half a company of infantry and about half a company of BMP2s.
Jeez.
It just was. It was pretty grim. But yeah, it was a great scenario. I check it out. It's in the West German book. I think it's the last scenario. But actually, going back over that one, I forgot that the West German campaign is actually linked. So if you play all of them as yeah. But that's what I mean. Because I forgot they were, but the West German one had ramifications for if you'd have lost the previous game.
Yeah,
you turn up with one less Panzer 2, Leopard 2, and things like that. So it was quite devastating. So yeah, that was unpleasant. And then I played a game with Martin before that with the new Soviet book for World War II. So the Berlin Soviet book, and we played again a scenario out of the book. And it was a beep beep. No, it was we did it as if it was CeeLo Heights. So he had 150 points of Soviet IS-2s, and I had 75 points of Brigade Panzer Grenadiers. And he used the new IS-2, so they hit on 4s because they're veterans. But they are also horrifically expensive. We'll go over that, but I think they're like 12 points a tank. So even with 150 points, he didn't have tons of them to spare.
No.
And but I mean, they're just monsters, though. I mean, they were really chewing through stuff. They were hitting Brigade Panzer Grenadiers and just smash them out of the way. And what was really scary was when the flak 36s opened up on them. I had 2 flak 36s.
Yeah.
They just pinged because they were at range. His front armor is 10 now, not 9. So with range it's 11. I'm only 14. So yeah, it was like, okay, that's now an issue. Like when a flak 36 is is essentially a point defense gun, you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But I mean, Martin had some pretty unfortunate luck. I think we're gonna play it again, but with the other IS-2 companies, so they're not veterans. But he did point out that 150 points, I got 6 minefields, so I could basically mine the entire front of my front line. And he actually lost an IS-2.
Yeah, what size table are you playing on?
An 8x5.
Okay, so the extra minefields have got a little bit of ground cover, but yeah, even so, it's still quite a lot.
Yeah, and it was just the fact he lost 10% of his IS-2s before I'd even shot, because he rolled them into a minefield and one blew up. Because you're relatively safe. It shouldn't have happened because you're veterans. So you cross it on 3s, and then it's 85 against your top armor of 2. So you got to be. It's not tremendously likely that you're going to lose 1 out of a platoon of 4, and that's what he did. Or platoon of 3, I think it was. It was a platoon of 3 because he had some platoons of 2. But yeah, it unfortunately happened. But the Brigade Panzer Grenadiers did quite well. I was quite impressed by them. They held them off. But I mean, the other thing, again, we'll get into it in the review, but your Panzerfaust are no bloody good. You're 80. Well, you're 80-12 against side armor 8. but you're hitting them on 4s, so with slow firing, you're hitting them on 5s.
Right.
So that's one thing, and then bed spring armor gives you a 5-up save. So if he had bed springs on some of them, so you're hitting him on 5. He's then got was it a 4 to bounce?
Oh,
4 to glance.
Yeah,
and then a
both
5-up
saves,
save.
not just
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
So you're limited 2, so you've got 2 shots hitting on 5, so you've got to be lucky to hit once anyway, and then he's got a reasonably good chance of just ignoring it. So they were just rolling through and making a mess. But it was quite telling that the Volks Grenadier Pack 43s were causing some significant damage. They were really what was hampering him, and in the end they did actually wipe out the IS-2s. So I wiped out his entire company before he got to the objectives. But that was just through attrition. But I think he worked it out that if he does the hit on 3s rather than hit on 4s IS-2s, you get like another 4 or 5 holes.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what he said. So there might be a quantity discussion then at that point.
And given your armour, you don't need hit on 4 as much as, say, a T-34 would or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it helps in the assault.
It does, but I'm not sure it's worth.
But with the bed spring armour and stuff, does it still help in the assault?
Well, yeah, because pounds of faust still hurt.
I'm not convinced they do. I don't think they're scary enough. Like, I know you're forcing that scenario to just plough on almost, but they were ploughing on. And,
yeah, there's nothing worse than getting that bad roll and having 2 bailed out that stops the assault altogether.
That is true,
And then,
but you'll also have more
also
holes.
the 4-up helps you in the assault. I know because it's skill, isn't it?
Yep.
Rush up.
I mean, it was helping.
IS-2s with bed spring armor. Boing.
It was helping against the Pack 43s at range because your 4s, the long range 5s, so that does thin out some of the hits you're taking. And even then, at long range, you can actually glance on a 6. So it's you don't want to get shot by them, but but I had some Pack 40, Pack 40s, and I was just thinking, there's no point popping these as an ambush until I absolutely get desperate because 80-12 isn't cutting it anymore. Not from the front anyway.
80-12 isn't enough.
It's not. Yeah, it's not even close.
It's an ambush gun at this point.
Welcome to late war.
So that was interesting. We are going to replay it, like I said, with not conscripts, the regular IS-2s rather than the veterans, just to see a comparison between the two, which will be interesting. Yeah, that was a good game. I actually beat Martin as well, and he had twice as many points as me. So I'm going to take that to my grave.
Yep, I think that's a victory right there.
Yeah, I mean, it'll go. I think he's looking at writing parts of it up, not as a full battle report, but like as a kind of lessons learned type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the tank riders themselves are crap. Like they're still not very good.
Yeah.
Putting SMGs on a tank and then trying to drive it around anywhere. I mean, or just mortaring the tanks and killing the infantry on top of it, which does diminish their usefulness quite a lot. Just tanks by themselves. Yeah, good game.
Sweet.
Good. We didn't need to bleep you this time, so.
Mother. No,
just drops the F-bomb. Oh my gosh.
Say that for when we get to the swim wagons, yeah.
God damn it, why are they 3 points? Why does Phil hate amphibious vehicles?
Don't poke the gosling.
Oh my god.
Poking the gosling definitely sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah, poke the goose. That's what it is. Never poke the goose. The goose has gone to sleep. Wake him up.
Okay. Eddie, you play any Necromunda on Monday?
Yep, I played a trial game with my gigantic land train with squats on the side, and then realised that standing your squats on the side of a platform, they can get shot by things, which is fine, and they can survive being shot by things. But what they don't do is have the initiative, because it's a 5+ on a normal dice, to avoid falling off of the side of the truck.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, they don't take any damage when they fall off, but it does mean that next turn they spend one action standing up, and then the other action, with their measly 4-inch movement, scrambling back onto the side of the truck. And then someone else
so they
shoots
can't.
them, and they
So they
survive.
can't hold on. Can
And
you
fall
can you
off.
pay
No,
for it?
it's a bit weird. So much so that I've said to the main arbitrator, can we do something about this? Because what I really wanted was these squat miners to be protecting their haul as it goes to market on the side of this massive truck. And at the moment, there's absolutely no point me putting anyone standing on the side, because even if they survive standing in the open, which is what they've been doing, they'll just fall off and then do nothing. And it became a bit of a case of there's 4 players supposedly playtesting the scenario when they all turned it into, oh, you've got the great big land train, let's shoot you instead. And it's like, well, let's just play the land train mission then, guys. At least that way it's set up to do this.
Can you not buy like magnetic boots or something for your
No, they don't
squads?
exist. So
What? It's the
yeah,
41st millennium. Everything
no,
exists.
it doesn't exist in the main game. So we added it. We added in potentially a clip harness, which used to exist in Necromunda, doesn't exist now, where you can clip
Right.
yourself into the vehicle to avoid falling off the ledge.
I love that Mon Necromunda has got to the point where you have like guild barons and like heavy weaponry, but apparently it's a humble harness with a clip on it.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Yeah,
carabiner doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
It's tech.
And yeah, no. So I'm looking forward to that. It's an amazing model. I mean, the cargo 8 hauler with a trailer, it is just, it goes together really well. There's loads of bits of customization.
Is it plastic?
Yeah, it's all plastic. And it's huge. It's just absolutely massive, and it's going to have some really cool Mad Max battles going on. Yeah, just want to play more games with that. That was really cool, really really good fun.
I'll tell you what else is plastic and it's cool. Those new
Jet
bikes for
Yeah.
the horse heresy.
Oh, buddy, I've got a lot of red to be painting before I get to those.
My Raven Wing approve.
They were on my list of things to get, but now they really are.
Yeah, there is a slight concern that there is a little bit, because they're jet bikes, but they also have a bloody move and fire heavy weapon on the front.
Oh yeah, but they count as heavy.
Right, but they have relentless, which means they can move, fire, and assault it.
Yeah.
So you end up going, where's the downside?
Because you can't take them in some lists.
Oh, really?
Because they are heavy.
Oh, it's a heavy selection.
Yeah. No. I think that they count as some things to prevent you from taking troops with like because Terminators are heavy, I think, as well.
Oh.
So you'll have to look at your rights of war and stuff to make sure you can actually take them.
There's a whole depth of the game there, but the worry I have is that it's the case of everyone has heavy weapons, so no one has heavy weapons. It's a little bit like
expensive as well.
It's a little bit like late war Team Yankee, where it's just like everyone has a AT-30 gun, so what's the point in having armor? But no, yeah, they look awesome. It's going to be a good hobby year, boys, and it's only January.
Yeah, which is it's nice. It's nice that we got that on the horizon. Like I say, just need to actually stop doing this commission and paint some own stuff. That'd be great.
No, that is the downside of commission painting.
Yeah, it's miserable. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's all great, all fun and games. You think about the money, and then you go, "This isn't worth enough. I can't paint quick enough for this to be worth what they're paying me for. This sucks."
Well, this is why true commission painters people get put off by the cost, because when you work out the cost per hour,
it's hideous.
Yeah, I should definitely be charging a lot more than I probably am at this point.
The quickest I could possibly paint my Lord of the Rings orcs was 8 minutes of figure. And even that felt like it was too long.
All right. talking about consequences of our own actions, shall we take a look at Berlin?
Berlin, Soviet forces on the Eastern Front, 1945.
Yep.
And the cover art is your average scar-faced commissar with his finger on his trigger, with Tokarev pointing to the sky, gigantic red banner running out to be machine gunned by a 251.
251. Yeah. I think it's an officer rather than a commissar. He's got.
Oh, is it?
Just,
There's no blue hat. Yeah, he's an officer leading from the front, which is very un-Russian.
How many watches is he wearing?
Well, he's got no visible watches, but he does have a big old bag which looks suspiciously full and ticking.
Is it?
That's because the watch has been edited out later after.
Yeah, they've been retconned by the propaganda department.
As is the word swag on the back of the bag.
Swag, juicy.
Yeah. Lieutenant Pilfarov, as is leading the charge.
So we finally reached the invasion of Germany, Europe, 1945. Everything has massive red arrows.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of blue arrows, which conveniently stop as if there was a predetermined line drawn throughout the middle of Germany. Not that anyone would be so callous as to actually do that.
But
they did. So they stopped. What a crazy part of history.
I mean, this isn't just Berlin, is it? It's the invasion of Romania and stuff as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it's the whole of 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same as the other books that we've had where it covers a time period, even though it says it's a specific thing.
I mean, the first sort of map of the offensive is basically talking about the Soviet winter offensives into East Prussia and Czechoslovakia. So Army Group A and Army Group Centre,
which ceased to exist pretty soon. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Army Group North just holding off in Kaliningrad for all it's worth. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's weird. I can't find Kaliningrad on the map anymore. It's
it's been removed.
So Königsberg, yeah.
Berlin Soviets. Should we start with the special rules?
As always.
Yep. Is there anything exciting?
Yeah. So we start and finish with the best thing. Bedspring armour. If a tank is protected by bedspring armour, fails an armour save against a weapon with a firepower of 5 or 6, hitting its side armour, roll a dice. A roll of 5+, the bedspring armour protects the tank and the hit is ignored.
Was bedspring armour ever that effective?
I don't care. It's amazing. And you get to go boing every time you roll a save and watch the German player's face fall as you just plough into him with IS-2s.
It's just Soviet Scherzen, right?
It is Soviet Scherzen. Or, no, because modern...
Because Scherzen only increases your side armour to 5.
New Scherzen does. Old Scherzen had a save.
Used to do that, yeah.
So it's version 3 Soviet German Scherzen. Try saying that.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt. So it gives you your bazookas, your Panzerfausts, anything firepower 5+.
I think this is the same as sandbag armor for the Americans. Actually, I think that's got the same
it is,
thing.
But it's infinitely more awesome when you put it on an IS-2.
Well, yes.
Because your side armor 8.
Yes.
So you've got a 4-up save already.
Yep.
Because you can go, right, 4-up, I glanced. Okay, you need a 5 or 6 to even bail me. And even if they make that, you still get a 5-up save.
Correct.
Yeah. It starts becoming consecutive miracles.
It does. And you're kind of like, right, okay, I've got a good chance of saving one of the maximum 2 hits you're going to get now.
No, I've not done the maths.
In version 4, unlike in previous versions, Panzerfausts are limited.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've not done the maths, but apparently Martin has, and he said it was for the IS-2s that are veterans. You have a 4% chance of doing something.
That's crazy.
That makes me so happy. I mean, terrifying. Terrible. No, totally. Bedspring IS-2s.
I mean, like I said, I haven't done it. I'm not that clever at.
You've not crunched the numbers, but I believe
no,
Martin when he says it's a 4%. Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
and
So
I think
that's
that
the
might
thing.
be to
And
kill. But
even then,
yeah.
you've got to do it twice though to stop the assault.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you've got to have like some anti-tank guns like in your line to burst stop an assault. A Panzerfaust and a Panzerschreck is just not going to do it.
Well, Panzerschreck's even worse, isn't it? 'Cause it's only AT-11.
Hmm.
So it's even slimmer chance because.
Laughing all the way to the bank.
So yeah, I mean they do stack up all these little add-on bits and things, but yeah, they're nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Just obliterate stuff.
I think that's only new special rule in here, isn't it? Everything else has appeared before.
Do penal colonies exist in the other books?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see how much Soviet I've played, which is
Definitely
hilarious.
mid-war.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. The only Soviet forces I've played is IS-2 hero companies
Mhm.
with dead spring armor and the tank riders, and the sneaking 200 whatever millimeter guns.
203. The M30 1931.
Yes. If a gun has its own GIF, you know it's good.
It's got its own propulsion system, which is.
Yeah, they just turn it. They just fire it backwards, don't they? And it drives down the street.
No, it's just it was it moved itself, wasn't it? It's self-propelled. It's just weird little thing.
It was weirder is the fact that we'll come into it later, but it has gun shield. The gun shield is just the gun.
Sheer bulk of it, yeah.
I was thinking that might actually be the first, one of the few instances of mechanic overwhelming the actual rules itself, because I think you need something, otherwise it just dies. You roll it forward and it goes.
It died in version 3.
Yeah.
Precisely because it didn't have a gun shield, yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Just
hilarious.
we're going through a book on page 6. I just want to say, those whitewashed IS-2 look absolutely awesome in that picture.
Where's that? Oh,
on page 6.
Where they've done the fade over the company numbers and the red star.
It's done really nicely.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
I often find the sort of the painted models they have in the book are, it's like a GW thing. They're good, but it's like achievable good. But that is just like going at next level beyond, where it's just like
With the wash, they've got
yeah.
Rust and dirt accrued, but not too much. You know, it looks realistic.
Stealing my ideas, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I've got the Vallejo actual washable whitewash to play with.
You can have the the chutzpah to use it on a fully painted model.
I'm gonna have to, I think, just to find out what it looks like. So you paint
Well,
the model, whitewash over the top, and then you get some water and actually rub off the whitewash to weather it realistically.
I like the hairspray method.
Kind of like the hairspray method, but you don't do it before.
Do you have to varnish the paint job below it first?
I don't believe so. I mean, because once acrylics are dried, they've dried, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I just got a feeling that Vallejo has a habit of reactivating with water.
Well, I think if you leave it long enough, it'll be dry.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll find out. When I cry because of the beautifully, I say beautifully painted. None of my models are beautifully painted. When the mostly painted model is ruined, I'll just get another IS-2 and spray paint it white, and then sponge on the green, and then do it my old school way. I want winter tanks now.
Yeah, but that's all in the section basically, like say, talking about the winter offensives into, like say, Army Group North, Centre, and South, and all having bad times.
And then it goes on to the Know Your Tank section, where it's like IS-2 late. You're like, yes, this is it. This is the Joseph Stalin tank. Excellent. Yep. And then you got M4 Shermans. Okay, right. Well, late.
Also late.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Then you got 76 mil Shermans. All right, a little bit longish in the tooth, like at this point in 45. And then you've got Valentines.
Yep.
The little tank that could.
The little
still
tank
going
that
strong.
could.
Well, it's Recce, isn't it? That's the Soviet Recce.
It's 6-pounder.
Oh no. Oh, so can have the 2-pounder version still.
Oh, you 2-pounder as well. Yep. I mean,
that's
the 2-pounder in late war.
In the world of the 8mm Mauser, the 2-pounder is king.
But you want a £2. You're a recce tank. Go recce. Go find that opposition.
It's just, I mean, even the just to be like, yeah, we've got it, so we're going to use it. It's like it's a death trap. Yes, we've got it, so we'll use it. Did I stutter?
Well, it's better. I imagine it's better than being in a BA-10. Let's put it.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Absolutely.
it? Is it when you got to drive across the street to avoid getting shot, and you're doing 4 miles an hour? Sorry,
Ooh,
15 miles an hour maximum speed.
Yeah.
That's still a good turn speed.
Yeah, but BA-10 would do more than 15.
Yeah, but it's like wheels. You just shoot the wheels, and it's going to come to a crashing halt.
Yeah. you seem to forget that that wheeled vehicles aren't very quick in Flames of War.
That's true. I was thinking more in reality.
In what?
Reality, that thing that kind of brushes against the side of Flames of War.
Oh, I see.
Remind me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time the M10's been in the Russian book?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a T-34. Immediately below it.
It's green with red stars, yeah. Oh, this is... then you've got the ISU 122s and 152s again.
Mm-hmm.
The SU-76, the most overpowered tank in the Russian arsenal.
I love that little thing.
It's awesome.
I loathe it because it's so good. It's too good.
It's not too good. How's
Oh,
it too
comes from
good?
the person who uses the SS grills in his Germans.
Yeah.
Look, I had to pay a hefty price to pay those grills.
Was it 6 points?
So by self-respect.
Mm. Wasn't that? Didn't you mortgage that at the ETC?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that ship sailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh man. And then know your infantry. So guards, hero motor rifle battalions,
Yes.
hero reconnaissance companies, red belt. I guess we can get onto this, but they have a nice little blurb of each of the different people in there. Before we get to the Soviet force diagram,
Which is pretty big.
it's large. I'm not going to lie. You got
There's a lot of it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 formations in the book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 support boxes.
There's 6 artillery boxes alone.
Most of which have at least 2 to 3 options in them. One has 4. Got 4 different scout options. It's almost like it's too much.
Is it?
I also enjoyed the fact that they bought that where we previously said that should have been that should have been in the book. They've actually finally gone and done it. Something from the command cards is in the book.
The what?
The four detachments are now in the book rather than the command card.
There they are. Excellent. We'll get onto those in a second.
Yeah.
They've evolved slightly as well.
Hey, I'm gonna call BS. I've got my BS flag. Battlefront. The name of the book is Berlin Soviet 1945, and the first history section you have is the Soviet invasion of Romania, April to August 1944. Shenanigans. Hey, Favre, what's that restaurant you like with that goofy stuff on the walls?
Hold on.
Shenanigans.
Wasn't that covered in? Oh no, it wasn't.
And then we have Hungary.
Yeah.
October 44 to March 45, almost like nothing happens during winter. Budapest, the Vienna offensive, March to April 45. It's so much that happens so quickly. It's ridiculous.
Vienna offensive, everything just starts collapsing. This is generally.
What do you mean it wasn't a good idea?
2 front wars. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, right.
Just the 2 fronts. Yeah.
Just the 2 fronts actually.
Yeah, we get a really cool actual breakdown, 9th Guards Mechanized Corps as well, explain what different brigades are, make it up basically, and what they were equipped with, so you can sort of tailor your force to match, which is always nice to see those kind of diagrams in, just like breaking it down.
The M4,
page 23.
The M4 Sherman MCHA.
Yep.
I didn't know why it was called the MCHA. They soon became known as MCHA tanks, pronounced MCHA, because the 4 looks like the Russian letter Cha.
Exactly that, yep.
MCHA. Yeah. They do look good though, with the red stars on the side.
Yeah. I like so this comparison as a comparison of the M4 versus the T34, and that's been basically copy and pasted from the old Red Bear books. I remember being there at the time,
Yeah.
going through all the
40,
different
34.
comparisons. I mean, it's good to see it in there because it just shows you what the strengths were, and the two of the M4 versus the T34.
The only thing that matters is the height. A 9-foot Sherman wins every time.
Apart from on a bank.
9 foot.
But all of that brings us on to the M4 Sherman Tank Battalion.
Yes, it does.
Yep, yesterday's technology tomorrow.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
It's important to bring up here that the book only covers for later wet hull Shermans, both 75 and 76mm.
Where they filled the ammunition.
Yep. So they got protect ammo and they've got front armor 7 versus the original mid-war style Lend-Lease Shermans, which don't exist in Flames of War at the moment.
And that's
Yes.
and it's wet because they filled the ammunition stowage with glycol, was it? Glycerine? Yeah. Not glycerine.
No, not glycerine. Fight fire with fire. Fight explosions with explosions. There we go.
That'll work, right?
It's ablative ammo storage.
If you eject the armor rounds out at high velocity, they won't catch fire.
Remember, if you disable the enemy's shell, it cannot push the button.
Hold on, wait. Who are we buying these off? Is it Wile E. Coyote? Yeah.
It's Acme.
Yeah.
Explosive reactive armor, but on the inside of the tank.
In Soviet Russia,
Don't
tank
get
explodes you. Yeah.
So in Russia, armor destroys you.
Just turn that armored onion inside out. It's
So these are confident, aggressive, and green. Ugh,
yeah, the non-hero
Fire
ones.
skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you care about skill? What does it matter?
Well, when 5 of them only cost 19 points.
Yep.
Oh my god. Or you can get a whopping 10 Shermans in a platoon for 39 points. That is a reserve and a half turning up.
Yep.
Yeah. But the thing that annoys me though is that there is no smoke round. It's like the Russians just took one look at the smoke round and put it off to one side. Like it's offensive to them.
Front armor 7, but only 80-10 with no smoke.
I think that's a game mechanic thing.
Yeah.
Because the only way you can access smoke through the Soviets is that card, which
Pots.
is.
Can you imagine 10
smoke pots
Shermans smoking things?
That's the problem, I think. Well, because it wouldn't be 10 Shermans, would it? It would be like 7 Shermans firing HE and then 3 Shermans smoking the targets to make sure they didn't return fire.
Well, bear in mind in the formation, like I say, you got HQ Sherman,
Yep.
a compulsory 75mm company, but then the second box can either be the 75s or 76s.
Yeah.
So 75s would have been laying down smoke, and the 76s would be firing AT rounds or whatever you were smoking. I think would be a problem.
Oh, this is pretty tasty. So the third box is optional 75s or Valentines.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then you get integral 50 cal AA.
Yep.
82
The little
mm.
CSU M17.
Yeah, they're so cool. The 82mm mortars.
Yep.
Then
Which come with everything now.
which
Yep.
cover everything now. You got a triple selection of between 45mm, 57mm, or 76mm anti-tank guns.
And it's great having those 57 mils in formation because that's a
They are horrid.
I'm going to set this objective, and this is mine.
8011.
And then an SMG or a Hero Guards SMG company, and that's a formation.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all you haven't got information is Recce at that point.
Oh no! For that
You've
one,
got Valentine's.
You've got Valentine's.
Oh yeah, but I mean, as a spearhead unit, but yeah.
No, I know. Yeah.
And then you got the 76 mils, which is the same, except the compulsories are turned into 76 mil Shermans.
Yes.
That's juicy.
I think the 75 is probably more flexible. Although the 76 you do the same.
76 is no HE, but 80-12.
Yeah. It's a shame you can't mix them like you can mix 85s into the T34 85s into a T34 company.
Oh, you can do a platoon of each.
Oh yeah, we can
I
definitely.
guess the only real difference there is your HQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
And
That's
the
really
third
what
platoon.
changes. Yeah.
Oh, they're quite nice. They look very good. They're green. So are they still? They're just the US olive drab that's been delivered, right? They wouldn't bother
Yeah.
to repaint them.
No, it's just be olive drab and just be used like that's why like the British tanks are in their service colour.
Ah.
And unless you do winter camo, and then they would have whitewashed them.
Yes. Oof. Oof. Don't do that to me.
Just saying.
So Valentines are 6 points for 4 2-pounders. You can replace up to half your Valentines with 6-pounders for 1 point.
Mhm.
And they go 4, 5, 6, 7. A platoon of 7 will only cost you 11 points. Oh my god.
Yeah.
7 tanks.
And as ever, remember the 6-pounder Valentine does not have a machine gun.
Correct.
No HE, no MG, and overworked for the 6 pounder.
Which is why I don't think you take it. You take the 2-pounder and you just assault stuff.
You just drive into it.
Yeah.
You're confident, green, aggressive, don't really care. Side armor 5.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, that's tasty. The wheels are turning, boys, I'm not going to lie.
It's quite
Hero
a nice
M4
formation.
Sherman Tank Battalion.
So it's the same stuff.
It looks
Doesn't
You
matter.
stay confident.
You are confident, and obviously all these Shermans have protected ammo 3-up remount. So this is confident, trained 4+, aggressive, but they do have crafty, which gives them a 3+ tactics roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can blitz and stuff.
So which is for your blitz. What else is tactics? Dig in, but you can't do that as a tank.
But you have smaller platoons, don't you?
Shoot and scoop.
They're widgy.
Yeah, so you get 3 Shermans for 12 points, 4 Shermans for 16. This is the 75 mils. But it's obviously tactics is not, as I learned with my SS guys, is not the skill. So you still hit on 4s and assaults.
Correct. I think these could be scary as 76 mils, because the 76 is with their shoot and scoot capacity.
You think?
Well, it's just something
They're
different.
5 points each, whereas the other guys are
4.
4. So there's a point a tank.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess. Oh, I see. Because you're going from green to trained and then crafty.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's actually quite a big jump.
Yes.
It is, yeah. It's for the actual stats, yeah.
For the thinking Soviet player.
What I don't get is why the 76s have last stand 3+. The 75s are only confident in the last stand.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I don't
one
understand
step back. Hero, blah blah blah.
You go back to the 75s, they don't have that. I wonder if that's been an oversight, because all the other tanks, in hero or non-hero, have it.
Oh.
That's a bit strange.
I mean,
I think that's an oversight. I think they should have it, because I can't. Everything else seems to have it.
has 3 up. These guys. I don't know. Oh yeah, not one step back. The standard guys have it. Yeah, the standard M4 has it. So they're confident 4+, last stand, 3 up, remount 3 up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the hero ones don't. Shenanigans.
And only, like I say, the 75mm Shermans.
The hero
76s.
75s don't have it. Yeah, that's a mistake.
Yeah. Lessons from the front job.
I think they should pay us to be proofreaders.
Oh, services were offered.
Yeah, I know. God, I love those 50 cal quads. The ZSU M17s.
They're pretty cool.
It's a cool model.
It's a cool model.
Have I bored you all with my US AA in Normandy versus the Tigers anecdote?
I think so, but go ahead.
So the only Tigers that the US forces saw in Normandy were on the back of a train, and a AA platoon turned up as these Tigers were being taken out of Normandy on this train, and everyone was in the train ready to depart. And they went, "Oh, a train!" So they shot the train to bits with their guns, and all the Tiger crew started spinning out of the train cars, running towards the Tigers, strapped on the back of their carriages. And the AA were like, "Oh, meat bags."
So take them out.
Yep. So the only tigers the US actually saw in Normandy was strapped to a train and defeated by AA platoon.
They're not so hard.
Yeah, these guys are easy. What are you moaning about? And then we have the M4 Sherman detachment, a mechanized formation.
The forward detachment, which is nice. Yeah.
That's interesting. The first time I have seen a choice of HQs.
This is the card from Bagration, but instead of having T-34s, it's got the Sherman.
So you have a 76 or a late 75.
Yep.
Or infantry.
Yeah, so it's exactly the same. In the Bagration one, you can have a T-34, 76, or 85, or 2 stands of SMGs.
And that changes you from a tank to an infantry formation.
Yeah.
So
The big change is you lose your anti-tank platoon, but you gain the Su-76.
Yeah. So you gain some information, additional artillery.
And then you can, so you get a platoon of tanks, either M4s or M476s. It's compulsory. You get a platoon of infantry, either motor rifle or SMG.
Yep.
You then get the optional M4s, M476s or Valentines. And then, like you say, you then get an optional 76 light SP or 76
Hero light SP.
Yeah, the heroes, they're
heroes.
new as well.
The heroes pretext, it's hard to see that.
Yeah, previously you didn't get you always had the hero ones. For some reason, they gave them the option of non-hero ones.
Yes, which is that true? They didn't have hero SU-76s in Bagration.
Do we not? Oh, no. Okay, that's why
it's the other way around. But this makes this formation more flexible because you haven't got that option. Everything else is exactly the same. You get hero tanks and the SMG platoon or rifles. Yeah.
So your difference is the tanks are confident, trained, aggressive with the tactics 3+, and then the 3-up last stand and 3-up remount.
Yep.
And then the infantry is fearless, veteran, aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! But with For the Motherland assault 2+.
Correct. It's the SMG. Yeah.
Ugh. You give them Panzerfaust as well. Ugh.
Yep. Slight spoiler for next episode: the RPG 6 card's been changed, so if you have Panzerfaust, you can't also have RPG 6s.
Correct.
But you pay the points for the Panzerfaust for these guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have the option. You're not wasting points. You just choose one over the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it means you can't. So previously, the Sappers in Bagration, you could have both, for example.
Oh, and they're still limited one.
They were limited two.
In the HQ, it's limited
in the HQ, it's limited one.
Yeah, correct. Sorry.
I see. I'm learning Soviets.
I'm a big fan. I've always been a fan of the forward attachment when it was a card and bag Russian, and so that has not changed by it being in the book. Yeah, I still like this as a unit.
Yeah.
It's a bit disappointing you can't have the T-34 version of this.
Yeah, you can. Next page.
T-34 forward attachment.
It's a bit disappointing that you can't have the T-34 on the same page.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
Yeah.
I'm going to bleep you out.
Thank you.
What makes
It's a bit boop that you can't have the boop. Yeah, exactly. You're totally right.
Because this is the only time actually a T-34 as a pure platoon appears in the book.
Yeah, sorry, that's correct. Yeah.
They appear in support as well with as we'll get onto later. But yeah, so this is the only formation of T-34s in the book.
I do like an 85.
See with that bigger turret and the gun, it just makes the T-34 look right.
Yeah.
The 76 just looks weird. When you get the T-85, the bigger turret, it just...
The 76 is the poor man's T-34, isn't it? It's just like, couldn't quite afford the custom number plate.
So the thing is, the Hero T-34 is 18 points for 4. And then the M4 Sherman 76 Hero Tank Company is 20 points for 4. So
you've got extra front armour.
Yep. You've got 50 cal.
But you haven't got that extra tactical that the T-34 has.
You have not.
You got the 50 cal, yeah. The soft stats all the same, apart from you haven't got protect ammo.
Correct.
Yeah, so basically you're basically paying for protect ammo and the extra the 50 cal and the armor.
Lack of wide tracks.
Yeah.
I think
And a 2-inch.
Oh, and no HE on the 76. You got no HE.
Yeah.
That'd make it cheaper. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's weird.
It is
I must
weird.
admit, I thought they'd be closer in points rather than being 2 points different. That's for sure.
I'm not sure on them. I've swung between the T34 and the Sherman as to which I think is probably better, and I'm not sure, which probably means they're quite close.
Yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying the fact that the Lend-Lease tank is not the automatic choice.
Yes, that is nice. Might see
As
some actual
opposed to
Soviet
mid-war,
tanks.
where it's like,
are we going to see some Soviet tanks in the Soviet army? I mean,
Nope.
so what's in your Soviet force? Well, my heavy tank is a Churchill, my medium tank is the Lee, and my light tank is a Valentine. Yeah, so, yeah.
they're going to be tasty. Hero Guards Motor Rifle Battalion.
Delightful.
All the boxes.
Yeah, loads of
Delightful.
boxes.
We've got the Motor Rifle Battalion HQ, 2 compulsory motor rifle companies, 3rd optional 1, then an optional SMG, an optional Maxim, optional 82mm mortars, then another optional 82mm or 120mm mortars.
So 120 mortars then.
Yep, 120mm mortars. 45 or 75mm anti-tank, a separate box for the 76mm, Hero Armoured Reconnaissance Platoon or Hero Reconnaissance Platoon, Hero BA-64s, ZSU M17's anti-tank, and then your tank box, which can be
Everything.
Hero M4 Shermans, Hero M4 Sherman 76s, Hero T-34 85s, Hero T-34s, Hero T-70s, or a Hero Valentine Tank Company.
Only way that could be better, we had option of Hero IS-2s in the arm box. That'd be the only way that
It's
gets
the
better.
only way that gets better. So your heroes are fearless, veteran, aggressive.
Yep.
With assault for the motherland. 2+.
2+.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Always
so
be
you're
assaulting.
fearless as long as the Commissar's alive, otherwise you drop down a confident.
Sorry,
which is
fearless
still-
for HQ, and then the commissar for the
Yeah.
motor rifles. The actual companies have commissars.
Which I think helps get their cost down, because like I say, 10 of them and a commissar is still only 12 points,
That's
which is
ridiculous.
very
Yes.
reasonable.
I mean, I know you're aggressive, but you're 3+. Save
Is it-
still.
Your MG teams, that'll be the Soviet MG teams here, you max out at rate of fire 2,
Two,
but you keep
yeah.
rate of fire 2 on the move.
Even when you and pin, that's the main thing.
You can give them
So there's
limited
absolutely
2
zero-
Panzerfaust for 3 points.
So if you're assaulting with infantry, there's no point trying to pin them.
No. Like I say, give them Panzerfaust for 3 points for the whole company, which is quite a jump, but obviously limited 2 Panzerfaust is, you still take it.
That's pretty tasty.
PTRDs in 1945, I might just leave them at home.
It's an extra stand as well, isn't it? If you got
It
a
is
point
an extra
knocking around.
stand, yeah.
It gives you like 2 sacrificial units.
Yeah.
That can't
Maximum
run.
HMGs, I think there's more of a case for. They could be more useful.
And they're the same
Yeah,
points. What?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why would you ever do a PT? I don't understand.
Because they're good for taking out things like armor cars or half tracks.
Oh, because the PTRD stand is rate of fire 4.
Yes.
So you can actually fusillade a load of 85 shots into...
Yeah, you're not going to kill much, but you bail half tracks out
You
and
mess up some
considering
SAS jeeps.
well, yeah, and considering that in like Bulge German, because we haven't seen Berlin German yet, but you got all those half track formations and things like that. It might be quite useful.
85, yeah, I can see that. Just bail out a load of vehicles and then assault them like lunatics. And they're range 16 as well. That's the other thing. They're pretty...
Exactly, and your other AT is your Panzerfaust, which has only got a range of 4. So I can see the use of it, to be honest.
You're standing recce off. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, the thing is, for me, it's like if you're taking anything that could be hurt by 85, you're not doing tanks right.
No.
He says, looking at his Brit recce flame keys.
But it's also people playing like Greyhound. Oh, I've got a load of
What's the sidearm of Hellcat?
bugger all. I think that's the technical term. But I'm just thinking of all the Stummels. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I can see that.
So take them on.
Then you have the Hero Guards SMG company, which are all push,
PTSH, yeah.
which call fish with no eyes. Fish. SMG teams. So these are rate of fire 3, only range 4. and they are pinned Roth 1, so don't get pinned.
So SMG
I,
stats. Yeah.
I'm not sure why you take these.
As
Um,
well, I mean, the flamethrower is kind of handy, but yeah, because the rifles are assault 2+. I kind of agree. I'm not quite sure why you would take them.
But because they're bigger as well, aren't they? The rifles.
Yeah, you got 10 stands. You got 10 stands versus 7. Plus, you can add machine guns and PTRDs in.
Yeah. The flamethrower, you're right, is handy, but it's also 2 points.
And I mean, MGs are moving rate of fire 2 still, so only 1 shot less than SMG.
yeah, but these can auto pin themselves in the assault,
because the flamethrower.
and also you're likely to get the 5 hits with that many shots.
Well, say but you only got 1 extra shot per stand.
Yeah,
and
but that's how many times have you tried to assault your 1 shot short?
Yeah, that doesn't matter how many guys I have. The dice just find a way of making sure I'm 1 dice short, just to rub it in.
Naturally balancing for tension.
But
Yeah.
I'm not convinced by them at all. I think you can do without them easily.
Well, it's 23 shots versus 20.
Yeah.
For 5 points less. So you get more shots for 5 less.
Only if you can get in range, because you've only got 4-inch range.
Yeah, but you're assaulting. That's the point.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is your assault unit.
Yeah. So when you're assaulting, you're moving. You can't shoot over intervening. Yeah. No, thank you.
So you get in, you spread out, you give yourselves fire line. You only need the inch, don't you? Between them.
No, thank you.
No?
Nope. Not for me. I'd rather have another rifle unit.
Yeah, but they're only 7 points, Dunk.
Yeah.
There's 7 points for more shots for the assault. So just have more.
Nope.
Have multiple.
Nope.
Well, you can't have another rifle unit anyway. Because you
I'm just saying, is that hypothetical?
Yeah, both. You're Russian.
No, because you run out of points quite quickly.
Nah, you
I've tried.
Only if you take things that actually matter.
Yeah, that are good.
Just take a whole lot of diddly.
I have to say, I do like the Hero T70 in this formation as well. I love a T70.
I believe I can fly.
Well, because it's just another unit, and you go, oh, if the worst comes to worst, I'll just stick it in the back, and it's fine.
It'll hide.
Yeah. God bless its little. It's the little tank that could.
The little tank that could.
I'm not sure it can.
I don't. Yeah, the little tank. Yeah, could but should? Question mark. Hero Reconnaissance Company. Infantry formation. This is the one. This is it, boys.
It's my favourite because I like having all those M3 scouts. They're stupidly slow in this version.
All about universal carriers.
The universal carriers are a cheat code.
Sorry?
The universal carriers are a cheat code.
They are. They're very good. Hero Reconnaissance Platoon, or Hero Armoured Reconnaissance Platoons. You've got 2 of those compulsory, an optional 3rd one with the choice between the 2. 82mm mortars, ubiquitous. I mean, I can see everyone sending a lot of 82mm mortars.
It's fairly. I mean, this is the same as Bagration. It's exactly the same. The only options are different. The tanks.
Yeah, but you're assuming that I actually read Bagration.
No, I'm just saying.
Aren't the stats better now because they're fearless, veteran, careful? Whereas
Spoiler alert, I've not got that yet. I'm still doing information. I'm reading for the first time.
They're the same. Yeah.
Heavy Tank Killer Company, BA-64s, and then your tank box of Hero M4s, Hero M476s, Hero 85mm T-34s, Hero T-34s, and Hero Valentines. And then you are, like Lee says, fearless veteran with assault for the motherland 2+, hit on 4s. Yes.
Yeah. But you're paying through the absolute kidneys for it.
So what did you get? You get 2 PPSH SMGs and a transport for 4 points. And then you can give them Panzerfaust for an extra 2 points. Hi, here's my 6-point M3 scout car. Oh, yeah. Oh, you shot it. Oh God.
What, it's all
dead.
Yeah. So just looking, they used in Bag Russian. They're confident, veteran, aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But without assault for the motherland, though.
They got assault for the motherland. They're assault 2+ in Bag
Russian.
Still?
Oh,
yeah. And last stand 3+. Yeah.
Interesting. So here,
a
max platoon. So the armored reconnaissance platoon, 6 push fish SMG teams with 3 transports with 50 cows is 11 points. If you want to give them Panzerfaust, it's an extra 2. The Panzerfaust
and they're limited 1.
Are limited 1. Oh,
was winning
God.
2 points rather than 3 points.
Yeah, but then you're hitting on 2+ and assaults with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
I'll probably
killing,
still take them.
you're killing a
RPG
tank a
sixes.
turn, aren't you?
No, you take RPG 6s because they're a point.
Really?
Yep.
Spoiler alert. So you can take M3s or you can take the 251 half tracks, the 250 ones, as I like to call
Which I
them.
think you probably take.
Yeah, better.
It's more shots.
Better. The difference.
More shots, faster.
I know, but I just
same
like
points.
White Scout cars so much. I'm going to take White Scout cars,
Yeah.
even though it's literally penalising me to do so.
It is better cross, better side armor, slower, less
More
powerful
shots.
machine gun.
But it's got more shots than the machine gun.
More
hasn't
shots on the move because you've got 3 shots with a.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 shots with an MG rather than 2 shots with a Fiddy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that, and also plastic versus resin metal nightmare. Duncan's favourite hero reconnaissance platoon.
Yay.
Phil.
They're awful.
Oh God, you
That
were
would
talking
be
about
my
these
feedback.
earlier, and I was trying to think about them.
No, there's no saving them. They're awful.
What on earth is in that pipe, Phil?
Yep.
Just say no. Hero reconnaissance platoon, 4 recce DPMG teams. So they are MG teams. The rate of fire 3, stationary moving. Oh, and a flamethrower team.
Yep.
Right. They're fearless 3+, but they've got a scout last stander 4 up, veteran and careful 3 up save. They do have scout and spearhead, but your 5-stand platoon is 10 points.
Yes.
If you were to give them Panzerfaustes, that's 12 points.
For 5 stands.
For 5 stands of infantry.
No, thank you.
I mean, scout and spearhead's quite nice.
No, thank you.
Scout, I think scout infantry being the guns ground and moving.
It's a hard sell.
It's a hard sell, especially when you look down and you go, oh, okay. Or I can have 7 BA-64s, which are armor 1 with a machine gun, that are fearless, veteran, careful, with spearhead. They don't have scout, but with spearhead. Yes, they have a crap counterattack of 5 up. Yes, they have a crap assault of 4 up. But they're half the cost.
Yep.
They're half the cost for a wheeled tank team.
And you can rock that PTRD as well if you want.
And you can put a
You can,
PTRD
yeah. For
up
no-
to
for
2
no
of them.
cost.
Swap the MGs out for no cost. Oh, there you go. I'll just have 2 free PTRDs, thanks. I mean, 7 of them. You can make a massive spearhead move with those. Hi, here's half the board.
Your massive tactical 8, terrain of 8, cross country of 10, and even the road dash is only 20.
Oh, they're so slow.
Why are BA-64 so slow?
Because have you ever seen one? It is the equivalent of putting, an Abrams armor onto a Skoda.
But it's a 4-wheel drive.
That's great, but it's being driven by a hamster, an asthmatic hamster, with one arm, with one leg missing. It's a tiny, tiny engine. They had a reproduction one at a war show. At the door opening. From the outside, you think, that looks really cool. And then you look inside and go, oh, is that it? It's like a movie prop.
But also, don't forget, I know we'll come on to the command cards later, but because there's a BA-64 platoon in that formation, just saying, it's the decoy tank company you can put in there as well.
Ooh. Well, that's all the distraction done. On to the main event. IS-2 Late Guards Heavy Tank Regiment. Yes!
Yep. This is the one that Martin used, which
this
is
the one that everyone uses. Why would you not?
Because I don't think you need the hero version.
Heroes in the proliferat. IS-2 Late. HQ, 2 compulsory platoons of IS-2 Late. You can have an optional extra 2 platoons for a massive 4. If you're playing like a mega game, and you want a million points in one formation. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
One formation, no points limit. This is what you take. And then you've got an optional Hero Guards SMG, Red Banner SMG, or Hero Engineer Sapper Company
Or
as one box.
Engineer Sapper.
Wait a second.
But they are really expensive. But yeah, I mean,
So, one IS-2 with its 122mm gun. They're confident, but they've got a 3-up counter-attack, 3-up last stand, veteran, aggressive.
Yep.
8 points.
Mm-hmm. But you're front armor 11, so do you care about being aggressive?
You are front armor 11, side armor 8, top armor 2.
Yeah. The thing I found odd about this was, I can't remember in Migration, but the rear-facing machine gun, I thought that gave you a better chance to hit.
The rear-facing machine gun forced your opponent to re-roll one of their assault dice.
In version 3, but in version 4, Duncan's right, it gave you a better counter-attack, if I remember right.
So I think they've taken that into account.
No, it's there. Yeah, assault tank, counter-attack 3+.
Yes.
No, I think you're right.
I thought it did something else.
It did something else. I'm just going to look up Bag Russian again.
Sorry.
Let's close it down. I should get it open.
Literally just.
I'm pretty sure it might give you a better assault value or something, but because they're veteran, it might be kind of...
I thought you assaulted on a 3.
You wouldn't want these hitting on 2s. That'd be brutal.
Wow.
They do have assault tank rule, which gives them a better counter attack.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same for most ahead. Like, I think Churchill's had that as well.
Yeah.
Why can't I see the IS-2? It was in Bag Russian, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think so. AT-14 main gun, rate of fire 1, brutal, and it's
slow firing.
2 up firepower. Slow firing, the bane of the Soviet IS-2.
Yep.
Here we go. Yeah, so no IS-2. Yeah, it must be factored into them being veteran because the rear firing gun doesn't appear anywhere in the stats in Bag Russian either.
But what's their counter attack?
In Bag Russian, they're a confident 4+, counter attack 3+, last stand 3+, veteran and aggressive. So they've stayed the same.
Same stats, extra front armor. So 3 of them.
And how many points were they?
So the old version was 8 points for sorry, it's ISU 85, wasn't it?
So yes, smaller.
Stand by. I'm looking at the wrong page.
Yeah, 85.
So IS2 was 7 points for the HQ and then 22 points for 3.
So they've gone up by a point for the HQ, and they're 24 points for 3.
So not quite a point a tank, yeah.
And then you add bed spring armor to all IS2 tanks for 1 point.
Which is crackers. So why would you not pay the point and have a better front armor?
Because for that point, I could buy a BA-64 unit.
And then my personal favourite, which is the same thing, just upgraded to Hero. Yes.
Makes them so expensive.
No, but this is what you need.
But they're so expensive.
You do need it because they're counterattack 2+. It's SS Tigers, baby.
But counterattack 3+ is pretty good.
Yeah, but 2+ is better. 2+ wins the game.
Yeah, but how many tanks are you getting? So you're getting an extra hull with the normal ones because they're 3 for 24. It doesn't matter
if they break up for combat. That's the thing. I could say there was a thing to go for fearless for confident. 3 up with a reroll for the HQ being next to him.
Or with a lucky card.
Yeah, but 2+ with a lucky
or make
card.
Your own luck.
2+ with the lucky card is almost a guarantee.
Yeah, but you can't afford the lucky card, Eddie.
Why? They're only 3 tanks for 36 points. Bed spring armor makes them 37.
Yeah, so you got to buy an HQ
for 12.
Right, and then 2 platoons of 3. If you want to do 3.
2 platoons of 3. You take a platoon of 2 and a HQ, and you have nothing else on the board, and everything's in reserve.
Yeah, so you take.
Don't poop on my.
It's 72 points for 6 tanks.
Look, if I'm excited about it, it's not going to be combat effective, is it? I think we can all agree.
I'm just saying. I think
Luftlandesturm are the coolest thing ever. Did they win a game? No.
I don't know. I just having seen them in action, I think more holes is quantity has a quality all of its own.
It does. No, you're quite right. However,
but you just want hero ones, which is fine.
No, the point being, So what you do is you take the platoon of three hero IS2s with bedspring armor as a reserve for 37 points, because they will turn up. The gun's a trap. The guns are nice to have at some point, and you just assault into stuff, and they become, you've got 3 tanks for the cost of your 2 SS Tigers with a
We
5
can
up
take
save.
4.
Sorry?
Take 4. 4 regular ones.
No, the late ones. The hero late. It's that 2 up counter attack. Because 2 up counter. So how many? There's so many times in a game. This is obviously talking about winning as opposed to just playing a game. If that makes sense, with your cutthroat face on. How many times is it a case of you've driven up? If you can win this assault and push the other guy back, you will win the game next turn. At most it's 2 assaults, because you get there's 1 platoon of infantry, you assault it. If they've taken chump motivation infantry just to try to bog you down.
Hello.
Yep. It's a case, or even if they've got fearless infantry. That's the thing. If they've got SS guys with Panzerfaust with fearless sitting there going, I'm fairly confident I can motivate. 2+ with a lucky card in your pocket. Actually, you're in a much better position to win that.
No, I think Lee's right. You don't go lucky. You go make your own luck.
Well, that.
And then go, I'm not even going to roll a dice. I'm just going to have a 4.
Oh, is that the automatic 4 one?
Yeah, exactly that.
Can you have both?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chortles.
But the make your own luck you have to use before you roll the dice.
Yes. See, no, that's the thing. I mean, maybe you'd use with the 2+, you can just sit there and go, I rolled it. Oh, I failed. And it is guaranteed that you'll roll a second one, but that's just the dice gods laughing at your best laid plans. But getting those 2 assaults in to push them back, and then start your next turn, you're on the objective, we do them 4, you push them back again. That's game, baby. You don't need anything else in your army. Because you've won. You've pushed them off. And at the moment, until people cotton onto that and start shifting their forces away from only having that 1 platoon, at least in the games that I've been playing, sitting on an objective, it's mighty powerful. And then the hit on 4s saves you from, if they go, oh, I've got a flak 36 or whatever.
You're not scared of flak 36?
No, you are in defensive fire, though. That's the bit you can't remember, because you're 8 versus 14.
Yeah, but I think they're dead by then.
Well, not necessarily if you're going for the aggro kill.
Right, okay.
Well, this only works if you're super aggressive. If you're cautious and take your time and wait, you'll get swamped. With heavy tanks at the moment in version 4, it's all about maximum aggression before reserves come on.
Short, sharp.
Yep,
shock.
That's the thing, and that's the way the SS Tigers work as well. If you wait, you'll get swamped and flanked and dead. However, all the time that you can put that aggression in, you can get turn 2, turn 3, maybe turn 4s, if it doesn't go quite well, victories. And it's not as fun a game as a balanced slugfest, maybe, but it's intense. And that's when it all comes down to those 1 dice rolls of, do I break off? Do you break off? Do I break off? Do you break off? Oh, I'm doing it on a 2. You're doing it on a 3, a 4. You mitigate it all down to that 1 assault roll, and then it's glorious. And then you haven't taken any losses, so it's an 8-1 maximum tournament points. Thank you very much. I'll buy you a beer. I feel bad. Of course, you just die the second you hit a minefield, but other than that.
Yeah, I'm considering taking the old minefield card.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Have some more minefields.
Minefield or your field? Who knows?
Yeah, I'd like 8 minefield take counters then, please. What?
Yeah. It's very risky. It's very swingy. It's easy to counter against, and a wily opponent will make you pay for it. But when it works, it is quite glorious to see Bedspring armored IS2s ploughing through infantry as if there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And the Bedspring armor save and making the boing noise is absolutely glorious as well.
Yeah, don't forget it works against anti-tank rifles.
Yeah.
Which your IS2s don't care about anyway.
Which exactly. Don't really care. Then we go into the Battle for the Reichstag. Which
yes, Red Banner.
It's becoming more and more an intensive period that I'm getting quite interested in, actually, to the point of going, how hard would it be to build a Reichstag and Königsplaza 6x4 board?
You like building buildings?
Well, no, because the Königsplaza was just this big old space of, the Reichstag itself is a big building, but
you had the Ministry of the Interior, I think, as well, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's across the plaza. I don't know if that's within the scale to have it on the same board. And I can't quite. I don't know how historically if it's historical or war game computer game background, how much of the Königsplaza was turned into a defensive trench.
Oh, they had sandbag bunkers and all kinds of stuff across it. And
that looked really cool as a board. Especially if you put enough undulation in it, it becomes interesting to play on.
Because you've got the Tiergarten to the south?
South.
Yeah, and then is that under the Linden across that's behind that as well, and the Brandenburg Gate?
Yeah, the Brandenburg Gate's off to sort of southeast
of the Reichstag. Yeah, it's right next to it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's something that's been ruminating for a while longer.
There's a 3D printed file. I'm sure there's a 3D print file of 1 to 100.
There's 3D printed files of everything.
No, but of the Reichstag. Like if you wanted to, I'll try and dig it out because someone's done it and it is possible.
So here's one of the ones, the list that really gets me interested, which is the Red Banner Rifle Regiment. Deep into
they are hard. What was it? Three divisions they had for the Reichstag storming.
It was just loads of people with red flags. Here you go. Put this on top of that building over there. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as many as you think it is. It's literally three divisions.
3 divisions. Oh, here we go. Stormers of the Reichstag. That sounds like a busy night, doesn't it? What are you doing tonight, my dear? Storming the Reichstag. Oh, okay. Good luck. 150th, 171st. And 207th Rifle Division, which did the Opera House.
And I think some of them did the Reichstag, and they also did some of them did like the Ministry of the Interior as well.
150th, which is 756th Rifle Regiment assaulted the Ministry of the Interior and the Reichstag. Not
lucky.
Not content with just one of them. Let's go for 2.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And I think wasn't there an opera house operation as well? Wasn't because I think there's an opera house.
Yeah, across the
way. Yeah,
the Königsplatz is the Kroll Opera House.
And
that's. I mean, hats off to them. People say, "Oh, Flames of War isn't a historical thing anymore." Look at there's 2 pages with so much information crammed. 3 pages, sorry. So much information crammed in that it gives you that nice little Wargamers level snapshot. Here's
not Budapest, though, is it?
Sorry?
I'm joking.
What'd you say?
I'm joking. It's not Budapest, though, is it?
It's not Budapest. It just gives you enough that you've got enough detail there that I could quite happily go off and Google these units and this action and probably find a lot more, rather than it just being the Red Army assaulted this place.
Mm-hmm. It gives you an idea what the actual defensive forces are and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's
attacking forces at least.
Well, it's just like the Fallschirmjäger defending the Kroll Opera and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look at you! Who's actually read it?
Yeah.
So, Red Banner Rifle Regiment. You get HQ, 2 compulsory boxes, which can be either Rifle Company or Storm Groups.
Storm Groups. Sorry.
Storm Groups.
There, yeah.
A 3rd optional box of the same.
Not the same. It can be an SMG company or a Storm Group.
I think you'll find you're right.
Yeah, which you don't tell the SMG company because it's poo.
Duncan, not an SMG. Goes
Oh
like
no, SMG on storm groups is great, but not just random SMG.
Maxim machine guns. Oh look,
Yes.
82mm mortars. If you're playing Soviets, buy an 82mm mortar blister. It's the one thing you're going to need.
Yeah.
120
Which doesn't exist.
Sorry.
Doesn't exist. It's a shared ballista with the 120s.
Oh, there you go. Just buy that.
Yeah, you need both. So you
No,
buy
you're
it
not,
two.
you won't need both. Not
Yeah,
for
you
red. Not for the Red Banner group. Because the 120mm mortar in Red Banner shares it with the 203mm storm gun platoon. Giggles in brutal artillery. You can also have
great.
a Red Banner assault tank company.
Yes.
You get some scouts, and then you get 2 boxes that can be either 45 mils or 76 mil anti-tank guns.
No 57s here.
No 57s here, baby. So your Red Banner HQ, fearless, veteran, careful, 3-up save, Ron Seal, get the job done. SMGs. Sorry.
Careful, is it? It's 4+.
Fearless, veteran, careful. Yep.
Yeah.
Get in. Your rifle companies are confident, veteran, careful, with the commissar for that 3+ loveliness. With the Dupamaja and rifles. So they are
interesting.
Rough
you can take them. Oh,
sorry.
So I was just going to say you can take them as 10 and 7, which the other rifles, the standard rifles are. You can also take a 4 and a 1.
I think the 4 and a 1 is probably the group of 10 split into 2 to actually give them a chance of making it in. Because running as 40 men across an open bit of ground is less attractive as running as 2 lots of 20.
Yeah,
it's an interesting thing though, because they're quite cheap at that point.
They are 6 points for the 4 stands and a commissar.
So small, it's not going to last.
Yeah, but if you consider that the SMG armed recce troops were 10 points for 5 stands.
But the thing
worth noting, you haven't got their assault 2+ here either. You are just veteran.
You are just veteran, but you can have Panzerfausts, limited 2 for 3 points.
Yeah,
you can have up to 2 extra Maxims and a flamethrower. Maxims are a point each. Flamethrower is 2 points.
Yeah,
and your Soviet flamethrower is a rate of fire 4.
Yep.
Which
it's good.
So even if you take the 4 stands, you add those to it.
Yeah.
That's a little objective holder or something like that. Yeah, give them the Maxims.
The commissar rule.
Yes.
Yep. Does the commissar just have to be alive?
Correct.
Yes.
So if I took my 4-stand platoon.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. I'm not sure if he has to be in command.
Take 2 Maxims. Does it say that at the beginning?
I think I'm just going back to the beginning.
If you scroll back up,
I've got a nasty feeling.
Is take the four stands and commissar, add a flamethrower, add 2 Maxims.
Yeah, it's in command. While a commissar team is in command, a unit has a better motivation. Yeah, because this is the thing. You put it within 6 of the commander, but you put it like way at the back by itself.
Leave it at the back with the Maxims. I mean, I guess you could do that anyway. You'd be at +1 to hit with everyone else. But you could leave the two Maxim HMGs, Commander and Commissar, standing at the back of the board.
I
guess that only gives you 3 stands and a flamethrower to run forward.
It's a bit corner, yeah.
But if they die, then you don't really care because I've still got my platoon on the board. I'm not trying to break the game. What are you on about? Shut up. Red Banner Storm groups.
Yes.
This is it, though. This is it. Oh, my God. Look at these options. Fearless Veteran with Assault 2+ for the Motherland. Careful. 3-up save.
These are the same as Migration.
So 7 push fish SMGs, 1 PTRD, anti-tank rifle team, 1 Maxim, 1 82mm mortar, and a partridge in a pear tree for 14 points.
Yep.
You can add Panzerfaust for 3, add another flamethrower team. So add a flamethrower team and add another Maxim for a single point. And then weirdly, the most, just in case, if that wasn't enough, you can have exactly the same thing, but have 1 less PPSH team for 13 points. Why?
I'm trying to cut down this week.
Yeah,
Not
I'm just
more
trying to cut
suggestions.
back. That's like me and my New Year's resolutions. Yeah, I definitely won't have that many. I'll have 6 stands, not 7, just 6. I don't know. I still have the PTRD, the Maxim, and the 82mm mortar in there.
It's for those people who just got sick of painting PPSH stands and just couldn't bear that last stand.
If you lost one,
yeah,
you could still use the platoon.
I really like these. I don't know if I made that clear.
Yeah, over the
I do.
SMGs.
Yep.
I guess you can only have the one SMG, can't you?
Well, the other thing is they hit on 2s. They hit on 2s in assault. They hit on 4s. They've also got the access that you can take HMGs in the platoon. Or in fact, you get one.
You get one.
So you have got
you
have some long range firepower. So it means you don't have to necessarily go
Red
yomping off
FR6
across.
sitting in the back of the board.
Yeah, and
yeah.
you've also got an
the
82.
SMG company. It's 40. It's the same points for 10 SMGs in their commissar.
Yeah.
So you pay for 7, but have the PTRD, machine gun, and mortar in there.
Correct.
I think. When you like to say they got their fearless right, need to worry about a commissar dying.
Yeah, I just realised that. That's the big
they
thing.
don't have.
They don't need to worry about the commissar.
No. These are good.
And
These are what you want.
No, that's an auto buy. That's an auto buy over rifles.
Over the SMG. The other thing you have to decide is whether you want to spend the 3 points on the Panzerfaust or the 1 point on the RPG6. Because the 1 point on the RPG6, because you're hitting on 2s, it comes up quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's only 80-10.
All right, so what is this RPG6?
So RPG6, it's limited to.
Right.
It's 1 point. You get when you can nominate 2 stands in combat. They hit on whatever they hit on, and then it's side armor versus AT-10. But it's only a 5-up firepower.
But you don't care because you just want to bail them.
Exactly. So you against the Panzerfaust. Panzerfaust is 3 points. It's limited to, but it obviously has a range of 4, so you have a range.
Yeah.
It's 80-12. So it's
See,
2 points
12,
higher.
The big thing there is side armor 8s. Saving on a 4 versus saving on a 2.
Yeah, you say it's like my King Tigers don't die all the time to RPG 6s.
Your King Tigers died to a small hedge.
Yeah.
It's definitely I like this because if there were 2 points, I think you take the Panzerfaust all day, every day.
Yeah.
The fact that they're 3 makes you make a choice because 3 points is quite a big investment, especially if you're doing this across multiple platoons. You know, are you really going to stick 9 points across 3 platoons into Panzerfaust?
And the difference being as well, Panzerfaust is Assault 3 plus, whereas your RPGs are Assault 2 plus.
Yes.
Because it's your basic hit on.
Correct. So I like the way they've done that because it does make you at least consider the options because you can't have both now. I think if you could have both, it's repellent, frankly.
Is this the first formation that's had the Maxim machine gun company in? So far?
Yes.
Well, the rifles
there's
have
been Maxim stands in the platoon, but that's an actual coherent unit.
Because I think I've just fallen in love.
Well, the other thing you can do
9 HMGs.
9 HMGs for 6 points.
Yeah, I've ambushed with these before. I've got 6 of them for 4 points, and ambushing against infantry just makes a god awful mess.
Oh, did you make the mistake of standing in the open? Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Because everyone expects you to put anti-tank guns in reserve. You're like, no, they can sit out. Or in ambush, they can sit out. It's fine.
Yeah.
54 machine gun shots later, it's a flying red mist descends.
Yeah. Because they're red banner as well, though. You have to be careful because this is where you get stuff mixing in because they're only trained and aggressive. So you have to try and remember your stats. Yeah,
that's awesome. I do want 9 Maxims. Just to sit there and just be like, this is now. They're going to sit on my objective with 9 Maxims.
Well, this is what I mean. You ambush with them; they're already dug in, and you go, "Oh yeah, just take them off."
Finally, had the stat line for the 120mm mortar.
Yep.
368 for 368 points. They're a point each.
Yep.
56 inch range. 3-up firepower.
Yep.
Yeah, what's for these?
Nice. Only
Take
trained
6.
though.
You take 6 to
Or
reroll
in the
misses.
same. Sorry.
No, sorry, Gary. That was it. That was my entire input.
Just take 6.
Or in the same box, you can have the red banner 203mm Storm Group
So
for
this
10 points for 2 gun.
This is it. This is what I used to enjoy in version 3: scouting forward, infiltrating with 203mm. So this is for those who've seen the black and white clip of the giant Soviet gun on giant tracks in the streets of Berlin, shooting a shell down the street and obliterating things. Not to be confused with the early Stug, because there's a clip from France, the same thing, which is the early grill, mounted on the back of a thing. But yeah, 19 metric tons, 203mm, firing a 100 kilogram or 220 pound shell.
Crazy.
In direct fire. 5 points each. Take them in a platoon or 2. Confident, trained, careful. 4-up gun save, not bad. With a gun shield, which is hilarious now. No tactical move, but they can dash. Terrain dash 2 inches or cross country dash 4 inches, or they can dash down a road or 4 inches.
Cross 6.
6. They have so it's an 88-inch artillery fire, 84, 2-up firepower. Okay, 2-gun platoon, but that's not what you got them for, because you bought them for the direct fire, rate of fire 1, 16-inch, 80-13, automatic brutal. Boom.
I mean, the actual artillery bombardment of it is actually quite disappointing. It's no more powerful, really, than a 152. Firepower 2.
Yeah, 84.
I was surprised it was an auto for the artillery as well as for the...
That would have been hilarious.
Oh, I don't like these.
I mean, they're just incredible models.
Yeah, they're fantastic models. I would turn one into an objective.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're probably used for 4-up save. It's just the fun factor of this gigantic thing rolling down the street towards you.
It's iconic, but I don't know. 10 points is quite a lot, isn't it?
They used to have the building rule.
Yeah.
In version
brutal.
3.
Brutal's
yeah,
replaced.
Yeah, you bring the whole building down, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, you hit everyone in the room, and the room's next to them. But that's gone now. Oh well. Red Banner Assault Tank Company.
Yeah, these are cool.
Fearless, 2-up last stand, trained, 3-up tactics, 3-up aggressive, T-34s, 85s, and an IS-2s mixed.
Yep. But no, you can't barrage with the IS-2s. The ISU 152s.
ISU.
They are direct fire only.
Yeah. Sorry, I did say IS-2s. ISU 152s and T-34s. So you can have 1 and 1. So you have 1 T-34 85, 1 ISU 152. You can have 2 T-34s and 1 ISU, or you can have 2 of each. 2 T-34s, 2 ISUs. That's 11, 16, and 23 points. And obviously the ISU 152 is Assault 5+. Interestingly, that's a bit weird. So you have the T-34 has Tactics 3+ for crafty.
Yeah.
Whereas the ISU 152 is still trained.
Yeah, I had a question around that. I'm not sure how that works. What you use for the if you're going to try and do a blitz.
Wait, you always test versus your unit leader's skill. So as long as you declare the T-34 as a unit leader,
it's 3+. I'm not mad at these. I think they're quite cool. 23 points is pretty cheap.
Information.
Mixture of 12 and 80 12 and 80 13.
It's a shame you can't take the 1 T-34 with 2 ISU 152s.
But again, they can't barrage, so.
Yeah, but I just like the 20-inch brutal automatic.
Oh yeah, they're still good. And the other thing is because they're a mixed command, you can do the mistaken target potentially. If someone's got like a Pat 40 and you can mistaken target onto
the T-34 onto the IS.
Yeah, and then vice versa. If they've got a really high end AT, then you don't want to lose your IS U152.
Mm.
I quite like them. I don't think they're great game breaking, but they're quite cool.
Then we're on to the anti-tank guns. So we've got Red Banner 45 mils.
Yep, I still like them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Range 24, rate of fire 2/1, 8, anti-tank 8.
Yep.
For 2 points a gun, essentially.
They're just handy. They're on a small base, sorry. So
Oh, I
you can
see.
fit
And
in
they are a gun unit, but they do have a 6-inch tactical. Which is quite nice.
Yeah,
they're quite handy. I think
Yeah.
I think they're nicer than the 76. The 76 is just a bit unwieldy.
So you get 2 45s for 4 points, or you can get 2 76s for 5 points, and these are all confident, trained, careful with a 5 up assault.
Yeah.
The 76 mils are 89 with a 3 up firepower. The 45 mils are only 4 up.
Yep.
Yeah,
The large bases.
I get you.
But they have got the 3+ save because they're the anti-tank version rather than the artillery version. So
Yes.
there is that to be considered.
Then you have another scout platoon, Duncan's favourite. 5 stands of fish SMG for 7 points, which are fearless, veteran, careful, but only have a 5 up counter attack and a 4 up assault because they're scouts with
that's
scout
the
and
issue.
spearhead.
It's just
It's in the name. It's SMG platoon. You know, 5, 7, or 9 stands if you really want for 7, 10, or 13 points. If you want to spend 13 points on 9 stands of SMG infantry that will run away from an assault and can't actually kill things.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I mean, there is. So the point we were discussing this earlier, and maybe there's a point that these guys can scout and spearhead for you, and then run up alongside another platoon that is doing something, and then just dig in on the objective. But then they have such a crap 5 up counter attack. It's like, what's the point? They just get sorted off and they'll run away. But hey, who knows? There's obviously a niche case that we're missing, and Martin Turner will probably turn up with a scout platoon force and kick our ass.
No, I'm fairly sure that he's of the same opinion that
Hero Engineer Sapper battalions. Hero Engineer Sapper Battalion HQ, 2 platoons of Hero Engineer Sapper companies, optional 3rd one, and then a box of tanks, which can be, finally, IS-2 Lates, IS-2 Hero Lates, Red Banner Assault Tanks, ISU 122s, ISU 152s, or the OT-34 Flame Tank Company. All information. How about that?
All the big stuff.
These are super.
Oh my god. Can you spell special rules? Sapper body armor, which is the 6 up save against
assault.
Assault,
yeah.
In assault, not barrage. The barrage is the British body armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fearless, careful, veteran, assault 2+, tactics 2+. Holy moly!
Hit on 4s, unlike their migration ones.
Yeah.
Which are hitting 3s.
Fish teams with integrated Panzerfaust. So the HQ is 4 points for 2 stands.
Yep.
That's a hell of a lot of stuff. And then you get the actual companies themselves. So, starting with the big boys, 11 fish stands, SMG, Panzerfaust smoke pots.
Yep.
Plus 2 Duppermudger, which is the MG teams, for 25 points.
Yes.
But they are infantry, pioneers, Sapper body armor, fearless, veteran, assault 2+, tactics 2+, hit on 4s. Holy moly! And this,
but also, those 11 stands, you can replace 2 of them before you start the game.
But wait, there's more. Replace up to 4 SMG stands with up to 2 of each of the following: PTRDs, Maxims, flamethrowers, 82mm mortars. Yeah, and that's at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think you're always taking 2 flamethrowers because they're normally 2 points each.
Yeah.
So you take 2 of those and then whatever else you fancy.
2 Maxims. Job done.
282 mortars is quite nice as well as a small little barrage unit.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just take 1.
Yeah, you might as well just take 1, actually, yeah.
2 flamethrowers, and then a Maxim or a PTRD, and then a mortar.
For 25 points, they're so good.
That is a lot of stuff.
And also, I think, again, if you look them up in Migration, they've still got limited 2 Panzerfaust in Migration, and they've still got the other rules, but they hit on threes.
Just have a quick look.
Whereas here, they're limited to, but they hit on 2 in assaults.
Yeah, I think they're still hitting 2s in assault from memory, and I think they're still fair. It's just the hit on 4s.
Yeah, we're limited, but they were limited to Panzerfaust.
What's the points cost for the big size blob of sappers?
Well, the big size blob used to be bigger. So in
exactly.
Bagration, it was 20 teams for 27 points.
Almost like
this is it.
Yeah.
Look, this is the toss up you've now got is that you've got half the teams, but they hit less often.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they hit harder because they used to be trained.
Yep.
And hitting on 3s and assaults. Now they're
veteran.
Veteran hitting on 2s and assaults.
For 2 up tactics.
Yeah.
Wait. What? Pardon me. What skill isn't used in assault or tactics?
The digging.
Isn't that digging's a tactic, isn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I don't know. Minefield cross. That's a tactic.
I mean, is that the? It's like, why aren't they just skill 2+?
Yeah.
Because their weapons don't have that.
The mortars range would be ranging on 2+. If that's the case.
There you go. That's what it is. Mortar ranging.
It's a very fringed case, but that's the only thing I can think of.
No, it's a fair point. So you can have them in 11 and 2, 8 and 1, or 5. So it's 25 points for the full potato, 18 points for the 8 stands and 1 Dipper machine gun, and then 10 points for the 5 stands. Still only 2 points a stand. That's a lot of bang for your buck.
As I say, might I boldly suggest that you'd be looking at trying to get the 25.1 in most of the time because of that exchange.
Yeah, that's totally worth it. That's awesome.
But also, to your point, Eddie, in most games where you're looking for a 40-point reserve, not being funny, that's 25 points. So you got 15 more points to accompany them as well.
Yeah,
and that turning up, behind something or
because it's a black box, so you don't get support for anything else.
Correct. I may or may not be trying to seek out a box of assault engineers.
Support units then. ISU 122s, the anti-tank heavy big boys.
Yep.
Bruce Sims are wearing bag Russian, aren't they?
I think they're exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Yep.
AT-14.
Which is a shame.
Slow firing. That's what kills them.
Well, they're only armor 9 as well, which is dangerous.
How can you give a Jagdtiger ROF 2 and then give an SU 122 ROF 1?
Mm-hmm.
152s, they're in there as well.
Yeah.
Same problems.
The chunky boys. I do love them though. They look cool.
They do have barrage, both of them though, so they have that going for them.
Oh yeah, they do. I missed that in the previous book. That's pretty cool.
One thing to note on the next page, though the hero the T-34s haven't changed, so they got the Panther turrets in there,
being attacked by
and some Volksturm as well.
OT-34 Burnination. Truck door. OT-34 Flame Tank Company. 4 tanks for 10 points. You can upgrade them to 70. Place any or all 76s to 85 for 2 points each.
Absolutely.
Reluctant, but with this is the madness that is Soviet migration, Soviet Berlin. Motivation reluctant, but a last stand of 3+.
Yeah, it's that weird thing with the flame tanks. You don't want to get back in.
Rate of fire 3 flamethrowers,
but they're slow firing is the issue. I found with them anyway. Overworked. Sorry. So to move and fire them is a bit of a pain.
That's +1 to hit. Yeah. So veteran Duncan concealed, got to ground infantry, no chance. Yeah.
So you have to move up and then stop. Station.
Wait and then go. And now we burn you.
Yeah.
The overpowered gate. This is it. I understand why they wouldn't give this in a formation. The Hero T-70 Tank Company.
Oh, so good.
Comprised of 3 T-70 45mm. Confident,
so
trained. They've got the crafty tactics 3+, aggressive, front armor 4, side armor 2, top armor 1. Armed with an overworked 45mm gun, rate of fire 1, 87, firepower.
don't know what you're laughing at. There's
And a
what's
machine
not to
gun.
like there.
And a machine gun, sir.
Yeah,
For a mighty 3 points, a pointer
Yeah.
tank.
exactly.
Your Panzerfaust wielding infantry are twice as expensive as a tank.
Correct.
BA-64s, I think they're
Sure.
pretty much the same, if they're not.
But most of the support stuff is pretty much.
SU-100s.
Mm.
M10 tank killer batteries.
That's new. They are new.
Well, that's interesting, he says, thinking from a logistics point of view. 3, 4, or 5.
Yes,
But unless they're going to release them in a box of 5.
probably.
Yeah, I guess they would with the Russian crews.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I was
Fearless.
going to skip ahead to the catalog page and see.
Yeah, fearless, veteran, careful, M10s, but they're AT12 with no HE. 3 of them is 13 points, 4 is 18, 5 is 23 points.
Just to confirm, the M10s come in box of 4.
How mean. So you're going to have to find a way. I mean, you can do it direct order, I guess.
You can buy a tanks ballista, I guess.
Yeah, but they're already pre-built and really expensive now.
Yeah, they are, but
because it's World of Tanks.
that is World of Tanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have 4 C100s for 25, or 4 M10, or 5 M10s for 23.
Yeah.
I know
where I'm going.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I mean, the C100s are AT15 with the 2-up firepower.
but they're rate of fire 1.
Yeah, but they're AT15 with the 2-up firepower.
Look, I've forgotten to use them in games. They're not that good.
Yeah, but you're playing Fate of a
yeah.
Nation. It's different.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the C100, it is marginally better. You know, if you're sitting there, yes, you've got 4 inches less range, but AT15 against Panthers and other high armor Tigers, you know, Tigers pay attention to AT12.
No one's taking Tigers.
Well, yeah, I know. Until Berlin, when they come in at like half a point.
3p, yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
Certainly.
More 45mm guns, more 57, more 76mm guns. The platoon I've always wanted to get, just because I think it looks ridiculous, 100mm tank killer company guns.
I love them. I love mine. 11 points.
11 points or 4. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
They're rate of fire 1 again, which I don't understand.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter unless you're pinned in these. You're not
No, but why is an anti-tank gun rate of fire 1?
Because it's just that big a shell. You just literally
You've got
can't
more
fire it.
guys. You're not cramped up in like a...
The Pat 43 is not rate of fire 1, is it?
Yeah, but you can load a shell by yourself with that.
Okay. The barn door's not rate of fire 3.
Yeah, but that's
Rate
German.
of fire.
German bias.
It's German bias.
Some of them
Barn
play
door is.
baddies.
But I like these because they make people think. You put them down and go, there you go. It's 11 points. And they're fantastic point defense guns.
Yep.
Which we found against the Tigers. But, you know, in all seriousness, they do make people think because, you know.
Well, that's the
they do
same
hit
thing
you.
about the SU-100s.
The SU-100s are dead by the time the King Tigers assault.
Yeah, I guess.
Because
You've
that's
got
the problem with them
4
being
of
armoured.
them for the price of 3 of them, less than the price of 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I went SU-100s now. Sorry, 100mm.
Yeah, fours. I'd take 2 platoons if I could.
The poor old neglected Katusha. Trained Katushas. Oof.
But they're so vulnerable to counter battery fire and.
But these are fearless, Dunk, you know.
Well, they are when in their smouldering, burning wrecks. Of,
That really useful skill for long range artillery.
Mm-hmm.
160mm mortars.
These are awesome. I love them.
2 for 3 points, 4 for 6 points.
Yeah.
56-inch range. Artillery, 82. 2-up firepower.
Yes.
Large,
That infantry.
large gun. They are only trained, but hey, it's Soviets. What you expect?
I was gonna say you're not finding any veteran.
Yeah.
I really like these. I'm going to pick some of these up for 6 points. They make 120mm mortar look like
40s
lazy.
or less.
You're just lazy. Like What are you doing? We're digging out on a 2.
76mm artillery, 122
Sure.
millimeter artillery.
Sure.
You know, same difference.
So
The
it's
Hero
same.
76mm self-propelled light.
Yes,
Pop,
these
pop,
are
pop, pop.
these are new. These are new.
So fearless, veteran, careful, but with a 5-up counter-attack and a 5-up assault because they're artillery units. But the veteran, there's
It's
your
the
veteran
veteran.
artillery.
It's the veteran artillery. They are quite expensive though.
3 for 12
Yeah,
points.
3-gun battery. Is,
I think I'd rather have 5 for 13 points.
Well, for
The regular ones.
For 2 points more, I'd rather have 4 203mm howitzers.
Would you?
Yeah. Because
not because they're better, just because they look better.
What's better than 3 76mm guns? 4 203mm guns.
It's just weird that these are so expensive. You can literally get 2 more trained, 2 more holes.
It's a shame that the 203 isn't a 205. Because if you had 4 of them, no, you still wouldn't have a meter. I want a meter. I want a meter's worth of artillery.
What I don't get is why they go down points. Because 2 was 10 points, now 2 is 7 points. I was trying to work out what's changing the stats.
They're not information.
You don't really pay a tax for being information.
That's true. 2 was 10. Oh, confident, trained, aggressive, and then the storm group ones are confident, careful, trained.
Okay.
Be careful. Do they have gun shields?
They have gun shields.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a careful. It's a change. Yeah.
So 4 for 14 points. I'd rather have the mortars.
2 up
160mm mortars.
I mean, you're 2 up firepower. 84.
8 tank. Yeah. And got 8 tank for on the actual bombardment as well. Which is
versus
quite
82 for the 76 160.
You're paying it over double.
Yeah, but 84. With 2 up firepower. You're slamming into your King Tigers. All of a sudden,
that's what my Sturmovic's for. That's what my Sturmovic's for already.
Sturmovic's never going to hit them.
Yeah, it will.
No, so that's the other thing. All right, so Sturmovic, right, bombs, you're trained as well. You've got 85, but you've only got a 4-up firepower.
Yeah.
So you bail an SS Tiger and it gets back in next turn.
No, that's the way you staple the make your own luck card to it. And you go, I'm not going to roll this dice.
This is going to be a 4-up. You're dead. Yeah. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. So it's not a 7-point unit or whatever it is for the Sturmovics. It's an 8-point unit.
Oh man! I mean, no, even better than that. The make your own luck card is to range in the 4 howitzers on the platoon of 3 King Tigers.
You can do that, yeah.
In the open, right? Ranged in, cool. Hitting you on 3s. You do your saves.
So you could take 6, 203s, right? Because you can take 2 in formation and then 4 from support.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your over a meter of 203s. Just trying to work out for you.
I just need to buy a platoon of 4. Excellent. Do you have 152mm artillery batteries as well? Is there anything new there? Is there?
No.
All trained.
I do wish they'd give you another observer, because it doesn't feel right in a Berlin battle of having a BA-64 running around going, "Oh, please, can I spot something?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there was
dismounted.
I've got a 5-up cross. I can't get anywhere.
Yeah, I can't get over this rubble because I'm apparently an idiot. I could have just got out and wandered around. I think there was a genuine case could be made for an infantry observer there.
Yeah.
And not not just saying I want an infantry observer. It just feels weird. And
then we have our 2 Sturmovics. Standard one with 23mm guns. So rate of fire 2, AT6, 5-up firepower, and then bombs. Range 6, artillery. 5-up 5-up AT, 4-up firepower. Fearless, trained, flying tank. So hit on 4s with a 2-up save. Ugh,
yes.
These aren't getting shot down, are they?
Not very easily.
For 7 points, or you pay 3 points to upgrade them to 37mm guns which gives them anti-tank 8 rate of fire 2 with the firepower.
It's 3 points though. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, but 2 extra 88.
It's not the fire. It's not the AT. It's the firepower. The firepower goes from 5 to 4 for the cannons.
So it does.
Which is yeah.
That
it gives you more
actually
options.
makes them good.
Well, it depends if you're ever going to shoot stuff. I'm not. I'm just going to bomb it.
But
Always.
you're never going to range in.
I always range in.
Always range in. You make your own luck.
Well, no, because even with a template, you should, in theory, range in all the time. Because it's a 1 in 3 chance.
Have you played games, Duncan?
Yeah. I'm not saying that it does. I'm just saying that in theory, that bombs should always range in. Admittedly, it could be on the 3rd attempt, which means you're hitting the SS Tiger on a 5. But I like it. I like the Thermovics. They always come in my list now.
You are air support mad.
It's the way forward. But it's all this heavy armored stuff that's only got top armor too.
Yeah, true.
It's a threat.
Take out Abrams with those.
Exactly. Take out a Challenger too.
Going on then, we have Germany and Berlin battles, linked campaign for city fighting.
This is cool.
Does look good. So rear guard, there's new mission buying time.
Yep.
Then, interesting. Breakout or escape from D-Day German.
Yep.
Encirclement from the D-Day Waffen SS book, and then buying time again.
Again, yes. So you're going to try and withdraw, then buy some time, then try and break out. When you don't break out, you get encircled, and then you just buying time before the bitter end.
Before the end, because almost like it's a foregone conclusion.
Exactly. Enjoy the war.
With some nice night fighting stuff.
Yep.
And
yeah, there's no infrared stuff for the Soviets, was there last time? Right, cool.
So hopefully that'll come in the Berlin.
German
says, I'm just saying that picture there has Soviet troops lined up against vampire wielding IR infantry with assault rifles. The half tracks have IR gear, and the Panthers in the background also have IR gear.
Are we suggesting there might be some IR gear coming?
I'm just saying that's the picture that is there that has that shown.
Yeah,
and it's all the infantry were metal the previous edition, but the plastic sprues have the IR gear on already.
For the Panthers, yeah.
For the Panthers, the half tracks.
No,
not sure about half tracks. I think the half tracks is an additional thing.
Is that metal?
Metal parts.
Because it's a lump on the MG and a lump on the drivers. Interesting. And then night fighting rules. And what is this? Clash of Steel, also known as Eddie buys 3 starter sets. What is this monstrosity?
It's weird. It's a weird box.
Why?
Because look at the contents of both sides.
Yes, the Germans get 3 Panthers, a HQ and a platoon of 2.
That's where you've gone wrong.
Buy 2. That's why you're buying 2 of them.
The Germans get 6 Panthers because you're buying 2 boxes. Because 2 boxes are the price of like 1.5 tank boxes.
Yeah, they put them up slightly, didn't they?
Yeah, put about three normal platoon boxes. Yeah, so 2 boxes gets you 3 Panthers, 4 Panzer 470s, 2 Panzer Grenadier platoons, and 2 Jagd Tigers. Which in itself would be worth the price of admission. But then for the Soviets, you also then get 4 T-34s doubled is 8. 2 Guards Hero Motor Rifle Companies, 4 IS-2s, 4 ISU 122s, but the sprue also makes the 152s.
Yep.
And then 6 of those scout cars.
Yeah, probably worth pointing out the Panther, I suppose, the Jagd Panther as well.
Yes. I mean, that is amazing.
It's just another weird combo though when you look at the formation.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. It's
the usual starter set mismatch of cool stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what's new in the box.
But that would give me enough Soviet infantry to make some really good storm groups.
No, you need storm group infantry for that. which is Sinocast, because you need it. They're all PPSH. Do you mean
Oh,
Red
are
Banner?
they? Ugh,
You mean Red Banner stuff?
I guess. Soviet Sherman Forward Detachment, the new starter army,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I can't find the contents now. Where's it gone?
So you got HQ of 2 SMG teams
Nice.
because of 4 detachments, so kind of an infantry HQ.
Oh,
You
yeah.
then got a rifle team, 7 rifle teams, Commissar team, and 2 HMGs, 4 M4 Shermans, 3 T70s, 3 C76s, 3 ZSU M17 AA guns, and then you got support of 3 Su-100 and 2 Katyushas.
It's not. It's quite a nice compare. You know, if you look at the formation that it's actually trying to represent, it's not bad.
I like the way it's got 30 units, only 4 of them are M4s, and yet it is the M4 Sherman detachment.
I mean, I'd definitely be adding an extra box of M4s to this just to replace the T70s, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
Why?
Heresy.
They're 3 points. They're lovely.
I'll put the
You don't-
T70s out as a formation support unit.
No, just keep them in formation and just instead of the third box being Valentine's, just take it as M4s. There you go. It's the way forward.
Because it's a 4 detachment, you can only have
Oh, you can only
the
have
first-
2, can't you?
yeah, you can only have 2. And if I have to choose between T70s or M4, so it's M4s, it's going to be.
I concede the point.
I've got usual unit, command cards, decal sets, and the Battle for Berlin Ace campaign pack.
You should probably get that.
I think we need to get one of those. We need to start doing these because there's been quite a few of those.
The River one was really good. I've played a few of those with mine now, and they've been good, interesting games.
And then we've got a Soviet gaming set, which is green dice with yellow hammer and sickle. The Soviet Guards gaming set, which is green dice again, but with the Guards logo.
Which is, yeah, and
And
then
then the Red Banner, which is red dice with yellow hammer and sickle.
now correct me in the catalogue. Now there's 40 bed spring armor sections. Correct on page 89. It doesn't say direct only.
No, they're a little plastic blister.
He's by this to it like sprucing.
There's
That's what I mean. So we're assuming that's not direct only now, and that should be a freely available item too.
Yeah, that'll be a blister pack with
That's quite cool.
4 sprues, each containing 10 bed spring armor sections on.
I'll have to look at that because I can probably weld some to some. I've got so many T-34s, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I've probably got a spare left in my hobby box if you only want a couple of tanks worth.
Oh no!
No.
I have no idea what I'm doing. So
They've got the T-34 tank battalion in here again.
Yeah, that's what I got.
The 21 T-34s.
It's 21 T-34s because I needed 4, and I thought I worked out the cost to buy 4, and then I worked out the cost per tank on that one. I went, it's probably better. It's probably the way forward.
So the M4s. So this M4 Sherman Tank Company, Lee, is that the new A3?
A2?
A2 diesel powered.
It's the Sherman M4A2 diesel, Sherman 3 in British parlance.
So even though it looks pretty much identical, it does actually have the different rear deck. It's a new sprue.
Yeah. That's basically what's different is the engine deck. The actual, because it's a welded hull Sherman, the front doesn't look terribly different. It's where the sort of the grills, the fueling points are on the engine deck.
Is that why I presume Evans put loads of diesel leaking out of the fuel cap to make it obvious?
Make it real obvious as diesel. I mean, in hindsight, unless I'm missing something else, don't think I am. They probably should have made like when they did the original American M4A4, they probably should have had like different engine decks that you could have inserted.
Well, no.
And this is something else I'm missing in the front.
Yes, the top deck is slightly longer.
Oh, is it?
Yes, because I remember this now talking about it because the A2s went out to the Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so I ended up buying the old Resin Metal A2 sprues, which had for the specifically for the Pacific, because I think because of the diesel engine is slightly bigger, the actual, if you look at the rear overhang and the rear track, that's actually longer. So the whole top deck is slightly longer to accommodate the diesel engine. I
still think you probably could have made that back
totally.
end.
Yeah, but
a bit of prior thought, but yeah.
You know.
But hey, they went gone ahead and made a whole new sprue, so I can't complain too much. You know?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what else is on that sprue.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine what it would be, but it could. They could put some sandbags or some other bits and pieces.
Yeah, because I mean, on the American one, they got those extra armor plates, haven't they?
Yeah,
on the sprue.
So what have they done on this one? We'll see.
We shall.
4 M10s. This is usual stuff that's already out. Everything else.
Yeah, I think after everything else is just the same as already exists.
Storm Group, that might be new in a combination of things. No, does that already exist? There you go.
Yeah, because
Engineer Sappers, that's the old figures.
I think they're
the 160 mils are new.
They are.
Are they new or are they just a re-release?
They have not existed previously.
Are you sure?
Well,
because
they were
those
in
crew
version 3. Because Nathan's got some.
No, that's what I mean. But sorry, they're making a reappearance.
Those are the version 3 molds. Because if you look at the infantry, they are incredibly Gary Morley thin.
Yeah.
Yes, that other sculptor was working back then. Did like her other German. What they call? I bought a load of them. It was that special formation you used to get. Spiverband.
Yeah. And they're incredibly thin. Flat almost.
Yeah. And the 203s in packs of 2.
Yes, buddy.
And there we go. That's Berlin.
That is Berlin, apart from the command cards, which we'll do next episode, because I need some sleep.
It's midnight. Hey, Lee mentions the time. There you go.
Lee mentions the time. I've got to go to bed now.
Yeah. Events.
Yes, he says. Forgetting events is next and having to look at his phone last minute. I've got Rivalry, which we're going to, which is going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to take, like you guys suggested, I'm going to take my last hurrah of the Brit Recce spam cams.
Yeah, so it's you and Duncan going, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Is Martin going from the blog as well?
I think he might be.
Martin's going, Mark will be there, bunch of boys. I think it's going to be a good old bash. Be good.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So a couple of weeks for that. 4th and 5th of March is Winter War 2023. Finnish Flames of War Nationals in Glattenhausen, Helsinki, Finland.
Yeah, which Hawkeye is going to, and I think Rich is going.
Yeah, and we're too cool to go. That's what I'm saying.
Are we?
Yeah. It's 100 points, dynamic, 40 players. Flames of War events Finland at gmail.com. Porky7, Patreon. Hi, Porky. Internet famous for twice. Has an event for the province of Quebec. Correction, Ontario. Use of French is encouraged, but not necessary. Sacre bleu. May 14th, 2023. Canadian Tabletop Championship. It's going to be a full-day Team Yankee event. Limit of 16 players. 3 rounds. Each limited to 2 hours and 45 minutes. 120-point armies. Limited to 2 formations. Allies will be allowed. That's on May 14th. And there's another one. Oh, wait, okay. So at the same time, there's also a Flames of War tournament running from the 12th to the 14th. I'm confused. He's put 2 dates. He's got all French.
What are you doing?
Well, the next page, it says Ottawa, Ontario, between the 12th and the 14th of May at the Ryu Curling Club. Oh, it's a different event. There's another one. CTC Team Yankee, Canadian Tabletop Championship. Oh, I see. Sorry. There's 3 events on the same weekend, and it's all merging into one. So 12th and 14th of May in Canada there's a Flames of War Championship and a Team Yankee Championship, from what I can imagine.
I see.
So if you're going to be in Canada, go during May and play lots of Flames of War on the weekend of the 12th to the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get from that. Salute War Games, 22nd of April. 4th, 5th and 6th of August is the ETC Mid-War. 23rd, 24th of September is the Flames of War Nationals at Mid-War at Battlefield Hobbies. Tickets are on sale. Go buy them. Make Mark happy. 11th to 12th of November is Warfare Reading at Farnborough, which is late war again.
Which I'll probably end up playing Soviets name I like.
Yes, I'll play Soviets with you. It'll be fun.
I'm a bit gutted this book's not out before Rivalry.
I know. That is them's the breaks.
Oh well.
There's always warfare.
There is always warfare.
Well, there's a cheery soundbite for the end. So it got all 40k then. In the dark grim future, there's only war. Oh, good. Right.
Shall we go for shoot scoop?
Yes.
What are we going to be? What's our stats?
Let's be
plus,
Sappers.
Right?
No, Sappers.
Everything's veterans, isn't it? Yeah.
No, Sappers 2+.
Sappers 2+. That's good because I rolled a 2.
There you go.
We passed in the 2+.
Oh, the Albert Trading Field podcast you've been listening to is Shoot and Scoop, the Plains of War podcast from the team of Breakthrough Assault.co.uk. Supported by support from Battlefield Hobbies, Dice of War, Frontline Terrain, and the Red Banner.
Da 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 da.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah. So Face to Space is news in the front, book review. If we've got time, which we probably won't do now, command cards and then events.
Are we not doing command cards? I thought the whole point of doing this was to do the command cards.
We don't
We
have
did a
time,
book.
'cause that's gonna
Sometimes
be a 3-hour pod.
We did a book. We did a book review, and if we got and
We've done the
normally we
book.
split it, so we did the command cards on the next episode.
Have we not done the book?
We haven't done the
No, we
book.
haven't done anything.
I thought we had. I thought that was.
You couldn't even talk about your game because you had to bleep it last episode.
You get to talk about your game this time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. I don't care about that now. I've forgotten.
Duncan no longer redacted Gosling.
Ah.